Hello humans, I'm the Alien Doctor, but you can call me Alien, and welcome back to another live stream here on Truly Bedrock Season 6 for the last time. That is right, it is my final live stream of Truly Bedrock Season 6. You know, the sound of like that yay, I feel like that was very weird timing, if you know what I mean. Like, it was like, it's my final live stream. Yay. But congratulations to whoever that was. I'll scroll down in a second. Let me see who is first. Congratulations to Skyfire for being the very first person in the chat. How you doing today, Sky? We've also got Cam, Danman, the clickbait of this is my last stream is crazy. Hey, it says last stream of the season. All right, it is very clearly there in the title. Mr. Lee, welcome on in. And I think that is everyone. Potentially. I've changed my stream playlist. So my stream playlist is now just tons of background music from my videos. Not actually sure if it's long enough, but I thought it was time to mix it up a bit. I was gonna save it until, oops, what? I just pressed F2 and accidentally took a screenshot. I was going to save it until Season 7, but actually, I thought, why not? So yeah, anyway, who won the UFO first of all? I hope you pre-built a whole ton of UFOs in order to fill the demand. I have not, but luckily, the plan is to build a whole lot of UFOs today. Let me know if I'm too loud, by the way. I feel like my mic is louder than normal. I might be wrong. Who knows? Alien's going to roll his eyes so hard. Was it you? Did you win another? Oh my goodness. Barely like 5 minutes into the stream. Jeez. Sounded good for me? This is good news. Yeah, because I've also been fiddling around with my mic settings. But the way I've done it is kind of janky, where these are like temporary fiddling around before I do the permanent fiddling around. It's... Don't question it, okay? Anyway, so yeah. Final stream. Is anyone online? Final stream of the season. We're just back in my regular skin. Mainly because this is actually potentially the last time you'll see my regular skin. I've already mentioned it a couple of times, but this is my new skin that I'll be using for Season 7. So instead of doing my last stream in the blue skin like I have been, I thought, you know, why not just go back to the classic? Because I've had this skin, or like some variation of it, since before I even started doing YouTube. So it's going to be weird wearing a different one. So I thought it seemed fitting. It seemed fitting to wear this on my last stream of the season. How is everyone doing today? So yeah, this is just going to be a kind of a chill stream. We're going to be building some UFOs, doing some cleaning up, such as cleaning up this platform and building some more of those things is kind of the plan. So if you didn't see yesterday's video, of course, that was the finale, which I would recommend checking out if you haven't already. But you know, maybe wait until after the stream. But yeah, in that episode, we went and we fixed the moon. Obviously, on this version, the moon... I mean, you can't see it right now. But the moon is still blue. And obviously, like, none of what we do today will end up in videos. Who's done this? This was all fully oxidized. Somebody's come and unoxidized this. Why would you even do such a thing? We need to fix that. So yeah, obviously anything we do today isn't going to end up in a video. Obviously it will end up in the world download, but that's okay. Probably lightning. Oh, is that a thing that can happen? I don't know. Sorry, what is a UFO, says Dan Man? No worries. Basically, you can do !UFO and it will give you a random chance, a random percentage in the chat on whether I will build you a UFO in this world. So kind of the plan, a lot of the plan for this stream is just to build those UFOs, and then like I'll have a ton of UFOs, so some of them will probably go unclaimed. And then some will be claimed. But yeah, it'll be a cleanup stream and a UFO building stream. But those are the UFOs that you can win, those ones. But these are all claimed, so we're going to build some new ones. Hey, Cathedora, how's it doing? Welcome on in. Did somebody else come in there as well? Mac Bar, welcome on in. Probably lightning. Doubt it was any of your trolley server mates. What? Trolley server mates? Not possible. I'm here for more UFOs. That is not surprising. But yeah. I don't know. Is there anything else to report? Stream music's changed. It's just like the background music from my videos now. Because I fancy to change. I don't know if I'll keep it like this. This is kind of a test stream, I guess. I am very particular about my music. Are you going to clean up the paths to the various UFOs? Yeah, all of this, like scaffolding, I guess. Or paths. That'll be cleaned up in those shulker boxes. In an ideal world, I would have sorted out my storage system and cleaned up the shulker box monster. But, I guess, you know, there's no point in doing it now. So for reference, the server will turn off this season tomorrow after Liara has finished her final stream. So, like, there's no point in me cleaning up my storage because I'm not going to use it. And, like, you know, I got the video from building it. Even if I don't end up getting to actually use it, I guess. I don't know. I mean, we managed to clean up. All of these are empty shulker boxes. So we managed to do some cleanup. So that's nice. Hang on, let me just... Alien is getting dangerously close to a bounce. Let me just reply to this message. Also, if I have to like randomly mute, I'm not ill anymore, but I do have hay fever. So I'll probably have to blow my nose or sneeze at points. And also my voice isn't 100%. I keep coughing and my throat still doesn't feel quite right, although I doubt it's coming through on the mic. So just bear that in mind. I'm not 100%, but I am enough percent. But yeah, how is everyone doing today? And how did you enjoy the finale, if you've seen it? Sorry, I just need to reply to a message. How many TBs will release finale episodes? I don't know. So, obviously, if you've seen I think me, Plod, and Jade have all released our versions. So obviously you saw everybody that's there. I think it's a safe assumption that Silent isn't releasing one because he released what he was calling his final episode. So I'm guessing he isn't releasing one. I know Moss is planning to. He's just busy. You know, like he released another episode on Friday just because he has like so much. And then Liara is kind of the same where like has a lot of footage from season 6 as well that she's going to release. Although I think she's doing the finale and then doing something else with the season 6 footage. I'm not sure. And obviously I don't want to speak to people. I'll speak for people. Sorry. So take that with a grain of salt. Oh my gosh. Hang on. Around 10 seconds.
Truly outrageous.
Truly outrageous. Who is that? Hey, Jade. How's it going? There is a sad lack of camels in here. Yes. Merly said he was not going to release one, I believe. Did he? Oh, fair enough. Gotta watch Jade's. I watched yours and Plod's. I have watched Plod's and obviously mine. I didn't get a chance to watch Jade's. But hey, Jade. How's it going? Speaking of... Sorry, someone from work just messaged me. Right, there we go. Bitchy, how's it going? How are you? All right, message has been replied to. Hopefully there won't be a follow-up message that I need to reply to. Does the bubble column from the Guardian farm cause lag? Not that I've seen. Because it's just a regular... I mean, if you had, like, you know, loads of bubble columns, I suspect it would cause lag. But we've just got 4, you know. But that's kind of most things in Minecraft. How is Alien today? I'm pretty good. I'm pretty good. I've got hay fever and my voice isn't 100% right. But I also suspect that you can't really tell, you know, through a microphone anyway. But I may need to take some hydration breaks and cough breaks. It's honestly the hay fever that's been killing me today. All right, still time to change that, Jade. Wow. Did you guys share footage for the UFO launch? Yes. So that UFO launch was actually made by JC, who, you know, I'm assuming will also be releasing a finale. I think somebody asked about that. I'm assuming JC will be releasing a finale because she made that UFO launch footage. We kind of took it in turns where I made the one for when we turned the moon blue in the first place, and then she made the one for when we obviously went to the moon to fix it. And she did a really good job on that. Honestly, better than I could have done, I think. Or better than what I had in my head. So yeah, well, GGJC. Yeah, for sure. It was... Okay, I deserve that. I deserve that. Yeah, she did a really good job on there. So yeah, massive shout out to JC. How's everyone doing today? Sorry, I know I keep asking that. Merly said he was not going to release one. I'm kind of surprised, but I guess he also like had his kind of season wrapped up quite quickly. But yeah, so obviously the moon's still blue on here, like continuity and stuff. I mean, streams, you know, never really follow that continuity anyway because, you know, they're live, whereas, you know, a video is not, obviously. See, we're supposed to be fixing the moon. It isn't supposed to be blue. Details, 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 to quote a certain lizard. I'm doing great, says Cam. This is excellent. Hey, Ocean, how's it going? Hang on. I now just have a reply to the message. Who was that? Who was that? Who was that? It's gone off the screen. Ocean Vim, congratulations. Have you already got one? I feel like you haven't got one. Or actually, you might have one. It'd be funny if I just landed on it then. Maybe if Ask Alien can build it really low. I can build a lower one, but I'm not going to build it in the ocean. Gotta be honest. Because the whole point is that it fills the surrounding area, which is why I'm building them. And why I'm going to build some even if, like I'll probably end up building more than what actually gets what. Mickey, how you doing? Welcome on in. I think I saw your name. I did. All the UFOs. It's making the chat scroll quickly. Jeez. How are you doing today? All right. All right, let's sleep and then let's clean up and then we'll build some UFOs. Give you guys a chance to win some UFOs as well. But yeah, if you guys have any questions about Season 6, then feel free to ask them here. Now's a pretty good chance. And I'm fine talking about Season 7. There's just obviously some stuff that, like, for spoilers I can't talk about. Like, I'm not going to talk about what my base is or what the seed is or anything. Like, I'm not going to talk about release dates or anything like that. But, so I don't know what questions you can ask me about Season 7, admittedly. But, I mean, if you have one, you might as well try. But yeah, now is a good time to get all of your Season 6 questions out. And maybe just TB questions in general, if you have any. Doing all right today? Hope you are well. Thank you. I'm pretty good. Glad to hear that you are. Just, my voice isn't great. Well, it's not as bad as it has been. And hay fever is really bad, so. What is your favorite build by a TB member this season? I am really bad at, like, favorite questions. And because it feels like this season has gone on for a year. I feel like I can't remember everything. Let me think. I think one that always, like, really stood out to me, although it wasn't necessarily, like, a particularly, like, amazing build or anything, in terms of, like being massively elaborate or large or anything, was the Gargamel that Zloy built. Just because it was really funny. And, like, I don't know. And also, when I think back to those, like, earlier days of Season 6, that's one of those, like, core memories that just stick in my brain. Because it was, like, such a big thing then. Because, like, that was the whole thing, was, like, every day. It literally felt like every day I'd wake up and Zloy or Smurf would have done something to annoy the other one. Which was also, like, really fun. So, probably also my favorite period of Season 7 was in the beginning, I'd say. Don't litter. Yes, well, for a start, I need all these because I don't want to be going out and resource gathering on my last stream. So yeah, I mean, I don't know if it's necessarily my favorite build because I'm terrible at those questions, but it's certainly one that stands out to me. Will there be a chance for a UFO in Season 7? I am not sure yet. So I do want to do something. And I would like it to be UFOs. I just need to figure out how. Because I know that they can't really fit into my base. And I can't tell you why without spoiling the seed. Or my base, to be fair. So, I want to do something. I think either way, they'll be disabled at the start of the season. Like, I think even if I was going to do them and I already had a plan, I think I'd probably disable them in the beginning. Because, when you've not got any resources or an elytra, they're kind of a pain to build. But I do want to do them. And I'm open to ideas. Like, once you guys see the season and stuff and kind of get a feel about what it's about, if you have an idea about how I could bring back UFOs, then obviously let me know. I mean, you have to hear my problems to try and solve them. But, yeah, I want to do them. That's for sure. What are you looking forward to in Season 7? Just doing something else. I've been playing on this world for a year. And I've since, I've made, 19 episodes, I think. Like 19 episodes and 60 streams. So I've made a lot of content from it. And like I've spent a lot of my free time on it. And like this is... I've always taken YouTube seriously. But there's, you know, joining TV, it was a step up of like, I'm taking this at another level of serious now. Because like, I've got this opportunity and I don't want to waste it. And I think I've got a lot of ideas of how I can do that more effectively in terms of like my free time, mainly. How I can make more content that is still hopefully just as good without also burning myself out and not having any free time, especially with like everything else I do. What is the longest you've played on a world? Like consistently played on a world, excluding one that's like there's probably ones from my childhood, like when I would play when I was younger, that I probably played on over multiple years. But if you looked at those worlds, you wouldn't really know it. But also, you know, it might have just been that, like, you know, that time period was shorter than I'm remembering it. But like in more recent years, where I can be more sure about the time frame, the longest would probably be like maybe 2 years, which I know isn't a lot. I do actually have a forever world, and I've shown it off in streams before. I have like an off-camera forever world, and what I do is I import all of my bases from all of my YouTube series, including the ones that I haven't finished, so that I can have like everything I've done across all these different worlds in one place. For two reasons. Number one, because there's a lot of stuff that's just unfinished that I want to finish. And number two, because it's nice to have those memories. So when I'm finished with, or when Season 6 finishes, I'll download the world download and I'll copy over this UFO base somewhere into that forever world so that I always have it in that world. So, like, by technicality, that is probably the longest world, because that world was originally made on Legacy Console on PlayStation, like, when I was probably, like, 11 or something. And I'm now 19. But I haven't played consistently on that world. Like, I'll play on it for, like, a month if I get bored of whatever I'm working on. Like, there were a couple of points in this season where I was like, I want to play Minecraft, but I just need to play on another world for a bit. So I'll go on that world, and it also means I'm not always creating content, like, every time I'm playing Minecraft. Which sometimes is nice and sometimes isn't. Depends on the mood. But, yeah, technically that's the longest world that I've played in. But if you just look at, like, the raw hours, it wouldn't be. 19 so old, I know, right? I shaved off my beard. I don't know if anybody remembers, at the start of this year, my first stream of this year, I was like, this is going to be the year of the beard. And it was. For like a solid 6 months, I grew a beard. And one day it just got too itchy, and also it was hot, so it was kind of sweaty. So I was just like, nope, I'm shaving it off. So that's what I did. Are you copying your starter UFO? Will it include silent space? Oh, I probably won't copy over, like, anything from Tetris Town. I think it will just be everything from here. Partly because there's, like, nothing in that starter UFO. Like, if you saw the finale, that's the one that we flew to, the moon. But so you'll also see that I ripped out the interior pretty much and put loads of seats in there, which is partly because the majority of the interior was ripped out when I made the storage system over here, because it was mainly just my storage system, like, later on during the season. But yeah, I won't copy that in. Well, I say that. I have an area in this world where I have copied over starter base houses before. So, like, across, you know, various different worlds and whatnot, I've had, like, starter base houses, and I've kind of copied them all onto this hill. So maybe I'll just put the UFO on this hill as well. That's not actually a terrible idea. We'll see. But yeah, when I say copy over, by the way, I literally mean like using Amulet to copy the chunks over. Yeah, obviously, I'm not rebuilding them because I've already built them in survival once, is my kind of way of looking at it. And then I normally also, like at the end of this stream, I'll put all my armor and items and stuff in a chest. I normally copy over that chest as well, which is kind of cheaty because it means I've technically never, like I've never mined netherite on this world because I just have all my netherite gear from previous worlds. But, you know, I got all that gear in survival. I'm just like collating it, if you like, into one server. Not include blue base below. Probably not. It will probably just include the UFO like on top of this mountain with all my other houses. Yay, musquids. Yes. I have copied most of my builds into my solo forever world. It's very on and off again type place. Yes, same with mine. Same with mine. And it is on a server, and maybe one day I'll add people to it, like friends that I trust. But I'm also like pretty keen on like never creating content from there, both for like me and other like people that I add as well. So if they're UFO in season 7, can I have it in the ocean? Maybe, who knows? Don't need a elytra if you're in the ocean. This is true. This is true. I'm just checking if I've missed any messages, which is why I'm reading chat so far up. Alien's gonna build a bunch of TARDISes in season 7. I'm honestly not against the idea. What is the future of the Blue Crew? Smurf and Slates have not been around much. That was Lee Chim getting 0%. Let me add you to the loser wall. So again, I don't want to speak for other people, but as far as I know, Smurf and Slates plan on being on season 7 in some form. Obviously, Slates just hasn't been making content that much, and then Smurf has been, but on hardcore. I believe Smurf has a plan to do both, and I haven't really spoken to Slates too much, but I believe he also plans on coming back in terms of like the Blue Crew. I'm sure there'll always be like that joke or whatever the Blue Crew, but Blue storyline stuff like isn't, you know, we're leaving that in season 6. Like in season 7, there'll be new stories. You know, we don't want to just repeat the same thing. I mean, I'm sure every so often maybe there'll be a little like callback or reference. And to be fair, in the finale, me and Adequate obviously left something on the moon as well. So there's also that to be explored, but we'll see. Which episode in season 7 is the moon going back to blue? I don't know. I don't know. Let's see. Just want to make sure I didn't miss anything. Also, hey Leechim, how you doing? The only problem with these UFOs is there's so many messages. Let's see. I don't think I missed anything. If I've missed your question, feel free to ask it again. My solo world started life as a realm with some friends, so all their bases are still there. My solo world started as a console world on Legacy console on PS4, playing split screen with my brother. And the whole point of this world was that we were going to kill the dragon, which I've technically still never done. On that world, I have obviously done. I've killed the dragon before, just not on that world. And yeah, I just liked that world because I didn't just want to create a new world to put all my builds in. I wanted to have a pre-existing world. And I thought that just seemed like a pretty good world to use. Where are the two? Oh, there they are. I was like, where are the two shulker boxes with my UFO supplies? They're literally in my inventory. Good job. Can't you build your own UFO? More fun to have Alien build it. This is true. This is true. That's weird. I can see Sky replying to Cam's message, but I don't know if I can actually see Cam's message. Oh, copying the stuff in makes it more of a collection world at this point, not cheaty. It is more like a museum. Yeah, exactly. You know, I built everything in survival, obviously, so I don't see it as cheating. It's just a way for me to be able to remember these builds, because otherwise, you know, I've spent a year building up stuff on this world. Who is that? Toad, welcome on in. Let me add you to the loser wall. Obviously, I've spent like a year building this world up. And then, like, if I didn't have this world, Season 7 would roll around. And it'd be gone forever. Like, I would never see this base. Well, I would see the base again every time I get nostalgic and load it in creative. But I'd never get to play in this base again. And I've spent a while building it up, you know? So, I don't know. For me, it's just a way to combine everything that I've done, like, across the years of, like, all the other worlds that I've played on and series the dev had on my channel and whatnot. So I don't really see it as cheating. Why am I looking in there? I literally know I've got signs in here. There we go. Exactly what I was looking for. That is like asking about glasses that are on your face. What? What was that in context to? Yeah, hey Toad, how you doing? Not sure sorting system is working. Yeah, well, I haven't finished putting in all the items. All of these do have items in. Hi there. Those don't have items in. I think all of these but the last 3 have items in. And then some of the ones over there, like those all have items in, but these don't have items in. Like, this is the problem. A lot of them, they actually do have slots. I don't know why they've not been sorted. A lot of these, I just haven't finished putting in the items in. Because to be honest, I built this too late. But again, it's what I've said about earlier, where now that I've done this season, I know what I want to do differently next season to basically not have this issue. Like, get stuff slightly more finished. Also, hopefully have more motivation and also be able to make more videos. Day 1 story system is Season 7. Well, my biggest priority in Season 7 will be a story system as quickly as possible. So, like, I already know what farms I need to build. There we go. Toad fails 1. There you go. I already know what farms I need to build and stuff to progress to then be able to build a storage system. Like, I have it all mapped out in my head, and that will be literally priority number 1. And because I'm building my base in a very modular way is the plan. So this is partly actually how I can hopefully make more videos, is my base will be very modular. So I can build a storage system first. Especially because I feel like that's kind of the center of any base anyway. Right, have we got rid of all the, like, scaffolding? Like, I've claimed a witch hut, so I'll build a witch farm. There's some over there. Obviously, I can build an iron farm. And I've also claimed a pillager outpost. So, I can get, like, the... Sorry, I just had to mute then. So I can get the, like, emeralds and stuff for trading as well. A little bit of self-promo, that's fine. Hey, Tomko, how's it going? But for a super early game story system, I would build my multi-item one. I've actually seen your multi-item one before, Tomko. And that is definitely one I'd consider building. That's one, I think I almost built it on this season. Thing is, I'm not sure whether I want to try and grind out for like a permanent one, or whether I want to build like a temporary one, and then like later on expand it to like a more permanent one. My main problem with multi-item sources though is I just hate having to fill every item slot. I hate that, I'm gonna be honest. Which isn't like a you problem, it's just an item with multi-item. Or it's just, you know, an issue with multi-item sorters. Yeah, I've seen your design before because I almost built it once. And at one point I was going to build it on this world. But I found something that I prefer a little bit better, which is these like item categorizers that Silent made. So you just have like the index chest here. And then, congratulations, Cam, you have won a UFO. I shall get to building that later. So all of these items can then get sorted into this section, but it just means I don't have to fill up every single slot in the chest with an item. Yeah, I get that. To be fair, I just use it until it fills up, then move onto a better one. Yeah, so we'll see. Right now, honestly, I'm slightly more tempted to just grind out and build something like this. Especially because, like, really, once you have an iron farm and a witch farm for redstone, like, it's relatively cheap. Like, the most expensive bit would literally be, I guess, gold for powered rails, but you don't need that many. And wheat for target blocks. Like, I think this will be quite easy to build. It's not going to be day one, obviously. It'll probably be, like, within the first month, I imagine. You know, like, I was about to accidentally leak the launch date then. Admittedly, I don't know if that's if it's too hard to guess, like, when the season starts for us. Given what, like, major events are happening this week in related to Minecraft. But, you probably won't be able to guess the date at which videos start releasing. Tom Holland added again. Details, details, details. Okay, I think we've cleaned up everything. Although I still have all those sugar boxes on me that I do not want. Oh, no. I really got to make sure all of this is cleaned up. I also want to get, like... I'll do it after this stream. Because I'll want to do it in a creative copy. But I want to get some screenshots as well. And then in terms of the world download, we don't have a specific time frame on that. But I imagine, like I've already said, servers turning off kind of when Liara finishes streaming on Sunday. So I suspect like the world download will be ready by Monday. I don't think there's that much prep that needs to be done. It will just be pruning it. And then myself or Plod will put it on the website. And then I'll announce it in my Discord. And I might also do a post on the TB socials as well. But I'll definitely... And I'm sure it'll also get announced in the TB Discord too. Let's see. Let me just put down all these. Mr. Block says Ocean Vim. Was it in the ocean? Like, did it drop? Is it going to despawn? Because if it's going to despawn, I'm not going back after it. But if I forgot to mine it, then I'll go back after it. Alright, so these two are my UFO building resources. We can also grab some extra resources from these. Do I have a bed? Got a stone cutter, yeah I do. There we go, whack those in there. Let me empty out my junk box. So I can also put that in my ender chest, which will obviously end up in my... in like a chest. When I finally log out. When I finally escape this place. What should go here, do we think? I don't know. Who knows? How do I keep opening and sitting on that guy? Under the UFO, the glass block. Under the glass block on the UFO. Alright. I'll go get that block. Drone box, there we go. Finally a full ender chest. Will Season 7 start with a stream weekend? Probably not. I think we're potentially... I mean, it actually depends. We were voting on it, so it depends on the results of the vote. Sorry, I had to mute to cough again. But we might be changing our like weekend... stream weekend days. It looks... I mean, I won't say anything for certain, but it looks like we are probably changing it. So, like, previously... Oh. No, actually, never mind. It looks like our stream weekends will probably be the same. So right now, we have it on... How do we have it? We have it on the last. So the last weekend of each month is normally a stream weekend. Unless the vote changes. That's probably what it will stick to. Season 7 would be fun if a bunch of people streamed the launch. It would be in an ideal world. Cam, congratulations. You've won a second UFO. Nice one. Jeez. It's like the bot knew that it was the final stream and is just handing them out like crazy. In an ideal world... Don't do it. You've got so much to live for. Get back here. In an ideal world, yeah, I think stream the start of the season could be fun. It's not something I'd do because I've said it before. I am a video first person. It's just what I'm more interested in, which is ironic because I have done way more streaming than I have ever before on this season, and obviously made way more streams than videos. But that's beyond the point. The problem is with like the day one stuff is there's a lot of stuff cut out that you don't see from things going wrong. Although I think the season 6 launch was pretty smooth, to be fair. But you know, to be fair, we also had like no add-ons this season. So I think the only thing that went wrong is the scoreboard was resetting itself every time you logged out. Which wasn't the end of the world. In fact, speaking of the scoreboard, where am I on hours? That's deaths. I'm 4th. I'm surprised. Remember when I was 1st? And 75. That's a nice number, I feel like. I prefer streams because the bot's broken on videos and won't give me a UFO. Wow. Video Alien is different than Stream Alien. Stream Alien does not use the YouTube voice. Yes, well, also, Video Alien is much more to the point and waffles a lot less. Well, actually, no, he still waffles. He just cuts it all out. I am 530 hours. I'm still disappointed that I didn't manage to get 10th and catch up with Smurf. So I can't say I'm in top 10. I'm in top 20, to be fair. So not terrible, but also not ideal. I was like, UFO in the wrong chat a moment ago. That'd be funny. 75, those are rookie numbers. You got to pump those up. Try to overtake Smurf. Should I? Should I just get to like 200? That'd be funny. I get a kick out of Smurfs leading the death board while surviving. Oh, same. And it is going to be so interesting watching him come to season 7. And like every time he dies, I'm totally going to make fun of him in his hardcore world. And that's legit as well. Like he hasn't cheated or anything. Which obviously some people do. Well, unless he has cheated and not told us. But I'm pretty sure because like we've discussed like cheating before. So I'm pretty sure he hasn't cheated. Do it? Yeah, but I want to try and get stuff done. I know I keep bouncing. Let's run the Guardian farm because my light is getting low. That was deserved. That was deserved. Yeah. Streaming a server launch would be fun. I just don't think like logistically it would work out. Because yeah, as I said, obviously things going wrong. And then there's also the other thing of hang on, I forgot to throw in the trends. There's obviously the other thing of like there's a lot of people in voice chat for like the first 10 minutes or so. And everybody's kind of talking over each other. Now, we use something in Discord that lets us record everybody's audio individually. So the best example of this is if you watch the meeting on the finale in Plod's perspective. Plod made that meeting look like the conversation stayed on topic and nobody was talking over each other. If you watch mine, it's still not like too bad. Like I managed to make it flow nicely, but Plod's flows really nicely. What I'm trying to say is that we're a talkative bunch. And so in videos, you end up like, you know, if loads of people are talking over each other at once, you'll like lower volumes or potentially cut out parts of people so that you can get the part that you want for your video to flow well. And that's like a massive example on like the finale and launch, like season launches. And you obviously can't cut stuff out in stream. So it would be very unwatchable, in my opinion, on a stream. It would just be very chaotic and hard to watch. As the person that has to watch them. To edit them. Plot did a great edit on his finale, for sure. Their stream's total chaos, not gonna lie, bad for it. And yeah, that is the other thing. Like, when you're in big groups like that, it's much harder to interact with, like, your chat and stuff, just because you're literally talking to other people. Which is why I'm, like, I've never been a massive fan of, like, streaming with other people. As bad as that is. Like, I don't mind it, but I couldn't do it every stream, you know? Because I also talk differently when I'm with other people, I feel like. I end up talking, like, quieter and stuff. And I'm a little bit more shy. It's a fun idea in theory. It's just in practice, it just wouldn't work, unfortunately. So the way we're doing it is we'll start the season and then there'll be like... I think we're voting on it at the moment, but there'll be a period of time until we can release videos or start streaming from the server. Basically just to give the people making videos a chance to edit like the day one video, and so we can try and get that out like on the same day for everyone, and you know, maybe even do pre-recording. But obviously that can't be too long because there's a lot of streamers. Yeah, it looks like it won't be too long. Obviously I'm not going to say... I suspect we'll announce it before. I suspect we'll, like, say when the Season 7, like, content launches. So, but obviously I don't want to say anything here. So I guess just keep... You know, keep the lookout in my Discord and the TB Discord. I'm excited for the 4 new members. Yeah, it's pretty cool. I've managed to talk to actually all of them. For varying lengths, and yeah, they're all great people, and obviously, like, you know, we all like vetted them and whatnot, like when we voted on them. So I also know their content's good. Keep an eye out. Yes, keep an eye out. But yeah, so there'll be like a day when we all get together and we'll record the server start, and then there'll be a couple of days later where we then start releasing content from the server. And this is, hopefully nobody cares if I say this, because it's not exactly a secret, but we're actually recording 2 group circles. So for like the people that can't be there on the actual day, we're actually getting together this evening to record a season starting circle so that the people that aren't there can actually still have that. And then the people that will be there for the day one will also just be able to record another, like, group circle. But if you've seen, like, literally any server starting, you'll know there's always the, like, traditional group circle. New members are always fun to see how the new, how do you say that word? I don't know. Develop, and I mean that in a fun way, not a catty mean girls way. Fair enough. Yeah, new members are always fun. I was one of the people that was more wanting new members. I think everybody wanted new members, you know, just to be clear. I mean, again, I don't want to speak for anybody, but I don't remember anybody, like, particularly pushing back on new members, which is nice. Clicks. Like how the Blue Crew happened and just basically based with Silent. Yeah. Yes. Also, Cam is right. Silent did just decide to base above us. Smurf dug into that like hole and found some lapis, and then me and Slates coincidentally, and genuinely, this is a coincidence, happened to fall in the same hole as Smurf. And we're all blue. He's just found lapis. It's a sign. We're making the Blue Crew. So we did that, and obviously we made that hole into the Blue HQ. I already had my plan for the UFO, because the whole point of Tetris Town was, and I'm not really sure whether we succeeded on this, like as a whole, but the whole plan of Tetris Town was everything was going to be kind of on top of each other and, like, you know, fit together like Tetris. Which I think originally that name might have been suggested as a joke as well. So I already knew I was going to park a UFO on top of somebody. Then Silent was like... So originally I was just going to park my UFO on top of the blue HQ. And then Silent was looking for areas. And so... Like, he was just like, oh, I could just build on top of your like, bunker or whatever. And then... Yeah, so that's kind of how all that came to be, I guess. There is actually, on my second channel, Extra Alien, there is actually a day one long play, which is an almost uncut, like, video that just shows day one. I won't be doing that this season because they're kind of a pain because it's a lot of footage. And it makes editing the actual day one a lot harder. But, like the actual episode. So I won't be doing a long play. But, yeah, you can go rewatch that if you're interested. Seeing the new people basing with Silent and OG was super nice, just like how previously when Gio joined, she basically got right into it with JC and Jade. Yeah, for sure. There's no like, you know, you're new, so I don't want to do anything with you. There's like none of that. If anything, I feel like when you're new, people almost want to do stuff with you more because you're new. Although I can't really speak for, again, I can't speak for people because I have only experienced a season where I have been new. But I feel like all 6 of us have integrated really well into TB and like brought our own ideas to the season and to TB as a whole. You know, obviously I don't want to like sound big-headed. But I think we did a good job as like a group of us. For sure, I assume there was nothing intentional, but human nature tends to favor what we would have. Of course. I thought the stack bases in Tetris Town was awesome. That's great. Yeah, that was the whole plan. I don't know if it kind of worked as well. Like the blue HQ area, like that worked really well with obviously Smurf and Slates. Oh man. Smurf and Slates, Silent, and then me. And then kind of Zloy and Moss and Groover kind of all like right next to each other, just in that surrounding area as well. And Jade. That kind of worked really well. I feel like everywhere else it didn't work as well because, you know, as far as I remember, nobody else was literally on top of each other. But don't get me wrong, that's not like calling out anybody or anything. It's just... It's fine. For those new to TB, there is novelty, but also the people that were invited to TB because TB thought they were cool and good enough to invite. Yeah, exactly. I mean... I, the new guy, literally turned the moon, one of like TV's most like sacred like things, blue. Like there's definitely no like bias between new and old people. Like once you're here, you're here. You know what I mean? Right. Okay, let's go build some UFOs. I've probably said that before, but we're doing it for real this time. Oh yeah, also I left the block, didn't I? Hey. Where? There we go. Can I catch it midair? Oh, I did. Go me. All right, so we're going to build the UFOs over this side because we want to ideally get like a full circuit. He's still bouncing. I just assumed like after, you know, after you've done the command and I'm still bouncing, that's like it's not my fault. Well, it is my fault, but you know, nothing you can do then. If the command can't stop me, then what can, you know? Who worked on the moon mechanics for the finale? GG on the block catch. Thank you all, thank you all. The moon mechanics? You mean, so I said it already, JC did the like animation for the moon, or sorry, for the UFO flying to the moon. Although in my finale, I also have one of us flying away from the moon, which I did. That like where I put my like credit scroll thing. Where was I going with that? In terms of actually cleaning the moon, basically we already had the moon texture, so it was a group effort. Like long story short, because the TB have done the moon before, so they already had a moon rock texture, which is just retextured end stone. Obviously, this is behind the scenes and whatnot. So Liara and a little bit me, I ended up helping, made the moon terrain, which was basically just going to the end and using a command block to remove... Actually, she did something before I got there to like make it all one or pretty much one island, I think. Or actually, maybe she didn't. Hang on, let me backtrack because I've kind of rushed ahead. So in terms of cleaning the moon, when we placed down the water and it turned grey. Yeah, there we go. You know what? Skyfire has just said it because I spent like 3 years trying to. Retextured concrete. No less awesome, ingenious even. TBH, texture pack only. Yes. That is exactly what happened. And that was, I would like to take credit for that idea. That was an alien original idea. So we had the moon rock texture, which is retextured endstone. We were talking about ways to clean the moon, and somebody suggested washing it off. And I was trying to work out in my head, right, how can we do that? And that's when I came up with the idea, like retexturing concrete powder so that we could literally just wash it off. So that is a little alien original idea, if I do say so myself. So then it's retextured pink concrete. I got the moon rock texture that we already had and changed it to be blue. Beans, how you doing? I then changed it to be blue. And then me and Liara... Hello, Beans again. How you doing? Mainly Liara, but also me. Basically flew around the world with some command blocks that turned the top couple of layers of the moon to this pink concrete powder, and also removed any chorus fruit because it was just recorded in the end. And then obviously we got rid of any end cities as well. But we couldn't go too far. So what's quite funny is on that moon, you can't go too far, otherwise you will find an end city. But that's why, if you notice, the top layers were affected by gravity, which is weird because it's the moon. And then the like lower layers weren't. They were just normal endstone blocks. And that's, yeah. So that's that. But, yeah, and then is there anything else into that? I think that's kind of how we made the moon, I guess. I don't know. Does that answer your question? How's your final season 6 stream going? Pretty good. I'm waffling a lot and done virtually nothing though, so I got to do something. Oh, stuff to do, because after this stream, that's it. After this stream, have no intention of logging back in. So it is literally now or never in terms of building these. Well, I mean, you know, if people end up winning UFOs, then obviously I'll build them off camera if I have to. But otherwise, I have no intention of logging back in. All right, there's an ad. So I'll see you after the ad break. I have returned. Do not panic. Will the moon be part of the end? Sorry, I can't. Jeez, my voice. Will the moon part of the end be part of the world download, or will that get pruned away? That will get pruned away. Well, it won't get pruned away. It wasn't on the actual world. So we did that in a creative copy of the world. So we still had our stuff, obviously. But we didn't have... Like, it was in a creative copy of the world. So no, that won't be in the world download. We do have a copy of it, but I doubt that will get released. Hey, Bird, how's it going? Gotcha, that makes sense. Yeah, it's, you know, obviously, because we were also using, like, cheats to make it, I don't think we'd have that sort of thing in the actual world itself. Being a survival server. I forgot these. You know, you just thought after like this long of building these that I would know what I'm doing. There we go. The other reason that I changed my music playlist to be my background, like that music that I have in videos, is because yesterday I realized I'd been using the same set of songs for a very long time. So I went ahead and added like 10 new ones. My music folder for YouTube is almost 3 gigabytes now. I have a lot of music. And I'm very particular about like where I want, like what style of song and stuff. Like I have them all sorted. Will achievements be possible in the Season 7 map if you guys use more texture behavior packs? No. So, the way it works is there is a way that you can enable achievements on servers while still having add-ons. Or behavior packs, as you said. Now, we did have this at the start of the season. It was enabled, but with this method, if you load into the world on like your local game. So if you download the world from the server and load into it on single player, then you then have to like re-enable the achievements using the NBT data. Like it doesn't work on regular local worlds. So we currently don't have achievements enabled on season 6 because at some point, you know, somebody must have, like during the world admin, somebody must have loaded into it. And then not re-enabled them. But for next season, I've learned how to do it myself now. So I've told like Liara, I think will be probably setting up a lot of the server. Slack will be helping where he can. Like I think they're sitting down at some point like tomorrow to do that, or maybe even today. And then T-Man Slack's admin will also be around too if needed because Slack hosts the server. But yeah, to answer your question, you won't be able to, when you download this world, you won't be able to earn achievements because it will have add-ons. And that will be the same for Season 7 and, well, any season of TB, you won't be able to earn achievements. The only way you will be able to earn achievements is if you modify the NBT data to enable them and then run it on a server. Basically, I would make a tutorial on this, But apparently there's some like rules where you can get in trouble for not doing it because it's to do with like their Xbox achievement system or whatnot, and they get kind of precious about it. So I can't really tell you exactly how to do it. But there's a couple of flags. If you get like a world editor that can edit NBT data for a world, which is just like a ton of data that's basically like world settings and that sort of thing, but it lets you access hidden world settings as well. You can basically go into there to re-enable achievements. Now, normally, if you just re-enable achievements on a world with add-ons and then load into that world, then they'll just automatically get disabled again because it detects that it's got add-ons. But for whatever reason, on a server, that doesn't happen. So you can have add-ons whilst also having achievements, which is quite nice. So yeah, as I said, that'll be a thing in Season 7. And it was a thing at the start of Season 6 as well. But somebody must have loaded into the world on their local game, which is why it got disabled. Or maybe like an update disabled it. But it definitely does work because I just did it the other day on Farlands. I also did it on Puggy's server. And yeah. The only thing, like, it is still helpful for single player worlds in that if you have add-ons on your world, obviously achievements get disabled. But then you might decide you actually don't want those add-ons and then just remove them. You won't get achievements anymore. Like, your world will be locked out of that. You can also use this method to re-enable them if you decide to remove add-ons, which is quite nice. But yeah, unfortunately, apparently, they're really precious about people saying how to do it. So I am not going to say how to do it. But I suspect there are tutorials out there. I do it after I share or copy and paste things in my server world. I have a sub to Universal Minecraft Tool in order to help administer my realm. You probably can cancel that. But a little hint, Universal Minecraft Tool is what I use, but the free version to re-enable achievements. And actually, realms run on servers, so you definitely used to be able to do it on realms, and I suspect you still can. So, you know, it would be a shame if I accidentally send you a link to an article that happens to tell you how to do it. It would be a real shame. You know, if it just happened to end up like in the general chat on my Discord after this stream or something. What a weird coincidence. But yeah, you do not need a subscription to Universal Minecraft Editor. By the way. Unless you want to do everything in one app. So with pruning, you can use Foxy's prune tool. I know he doesn't update it anymore, but it still works really well for season... for the latest Minecraft version. And actually, Foxy's prune tool also works quite well where a lot of other prune tools don't, because it deletes portal data as well. So if it detects a portal that is outside of your prune range, it will delete the data for that portal, which means you don't have invisible portals, which... I mean, nobody wants invisible portals. Well, I don't know. Maybe some people do, but most people don't want invisible portals. Alright. I thought I was all caught up on UFOs, but maybe I'm not, because it says I still got to build one for BR, Beans, Moth, Skyfire. Oh yeah, those are from today now. Did I build one for Kai? Also known as Moth. Yeah, BR. BR has 2 though. That's not that surprising. Maybe I didn't build them. Is Beans still here? Beans, do you know if I built yours? Oh, actually, I built the new ones over this side, didn't I? I have a list and I don't know if I've ticked them off. Like if I have built them and just forgot to tick them off. The last one I built was Cathedora, apparently. That's another Skyfire. Skyfire again. I mean, to be fair, I think actually, yeah. These are from last stream, I think, and I didn't build any last stream. Lex Fighter, welcome on in. Not gonna lie, I started watching just now and was so confused until I realized you were using like Matica or whatever it's called on Bedrock. Yes, Structura. Although there is a new one called Holoprint that I've been meaning to try, but also I like Structure because it's simple and I know how to use it. All right, so this is BR's UFO, I believe, according to my list. Yeah, there we go. What else can Universal Minecraft Tool do? It can convert worlds, which you also don't need it for because I've showcased a free world converter on my channel that works really well. I honestly don't know what else it can do. I know there's like the two big things that it advertises though. Actually, let's just leave this stuff here. All right, there we go. It's going to be a low one. One thing I like it for is looking at player data. What other tool could be used to function? To be fair, actually, I don't know if you can use the free one for player data. That is actually one thing that I wish I knew a tool that could do that. But unfortunately, that is just slightly too advanced for me to figure out. Yeah, that's fair. Player data is one that actually I don't know of any anything for free that will do that, or really just anything. I used to have an old version of MCC tool chest that worked, but even that doesn't work anymore. But that's what we used to use back in the old days. And you used to be able to use MCC tool chest for pruning as well. Although that functionality broke with the Nether update, I think it was. I forgot the slabs. I wanted to be able to see if people were stealing from shops and stuff like that. Yeah, that's... I mean, that will only get you, you know, like inventory and end chest data. So it's not a perfect way to do that. It's a way, though. This is why I don't have a Bedrock server. I think the only viable way to have like a Bedrock community server would literally be like for patrons and YouTube members or something. Like literally only open for people that paid. Not because I'm like greedy or something, but because having it public or even semi-public like my Java crossplay community server it's just not viable because there is just a severe lack of like tools for that. Like on Java, there's a mod called Core Protect, and it keeps a log of everything. So you can go into inspector mode and click a block, and then in chat it will tell you everybody that has broken or replaced or changed that block. So it will tell you like, if this block used to be dirt, it will tell me that it used to be dirt and who mined it and who picked it up and who placed it and who placed the smooth stone and like all of that sort of thing. So that's what I use on UFO SMP, which is my community server. I think UFO SMP is still a command to stop like people from stealing. And that hopefully will get reset at some point with the new update as well, resetting for season 3. As I say, that is actually a public server. You have to apply to join, just so there's like some level of filter. But yeah, otherwise we let everybody in that applies pretty much, unless you like literally you know, say something in your application, like, you know, if you, I don't know. Unless, you know, we let everybody in that's not just like stupid with that, I guess. Paid server helps, keeps the troll away. I can understand that. And to be fair, I got to pay for it somehow. But also, I'm hoping to get a server sponsorship at some point, so I'm in the works. Although when I say that, I haven't actually acted on that yet. I just have a plan. An epic plan. Can you guys hear my Discord pings? You probably can. Sorry about that. It always resets the audio devices. It's very annoying. In fact, I will also just mute that group chat. Oh gosh, hang on. Alien, stop it. You're getting distracted. Has anybody ever noticed that the sob emote, the emoji that's called sob, is like literally floods of tears? Like I feel like it's a little bit more than a sob. Alien distracted? Never. No. When have I ever been distracted? It's because there was a group chat talking, and then somebody just sent me something which I've been waiting to be sent. So I was like, yay. However, if you want to blurb the Discord pings, that would be fun too. Yes. Blurping the Discord pings is an option. Right. Thinking. What was I doing? Why did I come in here, guys? What was I here for? I feel like I didn't even come in there for a reason. Have I run out of something? Like UFO supplies? Oh, I guess I need to... Right, this is actually a problem. I have like no deep slate, and I don't even think I have any in the shulker boxes. Any TB members in chat have any spare deep slate? I think Jill said that we can take stuff as long as it's not in her main chests. So I'll get some deep slate from her. Hopefully Smurf has some deep slate as well, because he's said before that he's fine with me taking stuff from him, and he also does a lot of digging, and he's, you know, he's not going to do a project now, is he? I mean, neither is Jill, to be fair, but I can send it to you on Discord. No, that's a different cam. That is a different cam. Also, Broski Cam is actually a nickname. So that Cam is a penguin, who is an old server mate of mine. Regular Cam. And then there was like some joke where he was like on like my broski list or something. I can't even remember what it was. Toad might be able to remember if he's still here. He was on the same server. What about Discord PE directly? Banned. Fired. Rah. What? I swear. Hang on. I'm going to clip that. I swear I like saw what looked like Jen's skin just suddenly appear and then disappear. I've just clipped the recording. I just want to like quick VAR check. Hang on. Alien, stop it. You're getting distracted. Let me just mute that. If not, it was a mob. Something like appeared. See? There. Okay, that goes really far back. Jeez. Oh, it was just a piglin. Oh. There. I thought that was Jen's skin for some reason. Here. Enlarge. Can we zoom? Nope, we can just change the subtitle text scale. Jeez. Well, anyway, that was weird. You're welcome for that. Jill's base. Well, actually, yeah, let me check Smurf's base first. Can I just say as well, this nether... Sorry, I had to cough again. This nether hub is looking awesome. To the Smurf base. He's like, I may have to like remind him to log in to empty off his items into a chest or something. And I don't actually think he knows about those diamonds from Silent as well. That's sugarcane. I've gone past storage, haven't I? It's the first one. No, it's not the first one. Wait, this is the first one. It's that one. Yeah, and this was meant to be temporary. It never was. Deep slate. Over here. Go on, Smurf. What you got? Nothing. All right. To Jill's base. Well, hopefully she has some deep slate. Oh my gosh, this bubble elevator. Works great for getting into my UFO. It's not so great for getting around Smurf space, I'm going to be honest. Actually, let me buy some rockets because I know I'm getting low in my shulker box as well. It's a UFO. Unless actually, do I have some? Oh, I do have some in there. That's right. I remember I overstocked rockets. This is the exact reason. Or overbought. Jason might have deep slate. Probably, but I'm gonna go to Jill's just because I know she said that she'd be fine with it. Somebody in TikTok said, "How do I join your worlds?" I have a community server that you can play on once you reach level 5 in my Discord. Admittedly, I don't know how you go about joining my Discord from TikTok because I don't have a bot to do the link. But that would be how. You can't join this world. This is private. Where am I going? She's changed everything. Deep slate, deep slate, deep slate. Hello? Nothing in there. Hello? Oh my gosh. There's none. There is literally none. Anybody have any deep slate that they don't want? Is anybody selling deep slate? Would anyone even notice if I just like stole deep slate? It's the end of the season. That skulk sensor is sus. Yes. Did Silent sell them in his like whatever it was called shop? The muddy piggo based building materials, etc. This feels like, oh my gosh, Silent. Why is there a thingy in your thingy? Thingy in your thingy. That's dirt. That's cobble. No deep slate here then. You can have all my deep slates as leechum. Well, that would be great if you were on the same world as me. You know. Would be great. That plan is kind of flawed. You can borrow my deep slate too. Thanks, guys. So kind of you. Have I ever... I don't actually think I've been in the shop the correct way. I always just fly in the top. Boing. It's a lot of blue. What's this? I don't think... Oh, the cleaning lady. I, like, didn't actually... I thought this was over there. It's kind of embarrassing. Still no deep slate, though. There's no solved their deep slate problem. This never made it into a video. Or actually, it might have from Moss's perspective. I don't know if it did from Jen's perspective. And I know it didn't from my perspective. This is where me and Jen and Moss were trying to get some mob skulls. Who might have stuff that deep slate that I can borrow? Slates? Sleep in his bed too. Drop in Smurf's hole at the bottom and mine it. I'd like to avoid mining it if I can because it's the end of the season and I want to build as many... I want to optimize my UFO building time. There we go. He won't need this stuff. I mean, why has he got so many bows? Oh, hello. Hit the jackpot here. Thanks, Slates. Slates, say absolutely nothing if you're okay with me taking all this deep slate. Well, he must be fine with me taking all that deep slate. UFOs have been a bit quiet recently. Come on, guys, get winning. How dare you guys keep losing? I mean... Just so rude. I can't decide whether I like the new stream playlist. Definitely more relaxed than the other one, but I think that's probably a good thing. Kind of going for that relaxed vibe, you know? And also, my hope is... Combi, how are you doing? Welcome on in. Because it's the same as what you hear in my videos, it might also feel like you're watching a video instead of a stream. Or not like... You know, feel like you're watching a video, but just feel like you're watching something that I've made. Or maybe I'm just thinking into it a little too deeply. That's also possible. Okay. Sounds like you're feeling a bit better. Yes, but I do keep having to mute to cough. And drink. Why is it that when you use a stone cutter, it's like really loud in your right ear and like absolutely nothing in your left? It won't come through on stream due to how I have my audio set up. But for me, that is what it sounds like. Hang on, now I've got rid of all my... Oh, jeez, all my smooth stone. Needed that. Does it depend which direction you're facing? Probably, actually. I think I've had that realization before now that I think about it. I don't know why I've got this cough. Driving me bonkers. Up the wall. We're also running out of smooth stone slabs whilst I'm at it. Mike the Maniac, welcome on in. Can't remember if I already said hi. How are you doing, Combi and Mike? Final stream. Season 6. I keep almost saying Season 7 because I just, you know. I've been thinking a lot about Season 7 and planning a lot for Season 7 and also talking to the other members a lot about Season 7. So it's on the fresh, it's on the tip of my mind. It's like the tip of your tongue. but instead it's your mind. Season 7 is a few days away. Yes. But obviously, bear in mind, like, when it starts, you won't see content straight away. Like, it'll be a couple of days before you see content. We have an embargo. I get technically, we have an embargo. It's more of just like, you know, don't release anything until this day so that everybody has a chance to edit their first episodes. And also to give people a chance to actually do a little bit of pre-recording, potentially. Although, honestly, the length of time is actually kind of small, though. I don't know how much pre-recording you could do. Well, I say that you could at least get, like, ahead a little bit. Probably, maybe. So actually, now, whilst we're on the topic of that, Season 7 is what your single eye is focusing on. Yes, largely. That, and also there's, like, changes outside of Season 7 as well with my channel, which I've kind of already talked about. But just I'll be changing, like, my banner and my, like, just the fonts that I use, and my banner and my overall branding will be changing. So, like, I've made a whole new stream overlay and stuff. So I've also been putting a lot of time into that and using my fairly newly acquired graphic design skill, in quotation marks, to kind of make something a bit better, because whilst what I've got now isn't bad, now that I've done graphic design a bit more, I feel like I've picked up on stuff that I'd change. But also, I'm definitely not an expert, and I'm sure, like, you know, the same thing will happen in a year or whatever. I'm doing good, sir. How are you? Glad you're doing good. I'm pretty good. Got hay fever. Although, to be fair, actually, I haven't needed to wipe my nose or sneeze for a while. So, hay fever's calmed down now. But my throat isn't great still. Because I've been ill the last few days with a cold, and it also affected my voice and my throat. So, not gonna lie, editing both the finale and also my last, like, regular episode are almost a bit of a fever dream. Partly because I'm pretty sure for part of that there is a chance I did have a fever. But it was also very hot, so I don't know if I was just hot. Like, from the heat. A new Alien season, I guess. a new TV season and a new Alien season. I majored in graphic design and graduated with a degree in it 2 decades ago. Nice. You're probably still better than me. It's mainly because, like, with, like, my, like, what I've been doing. In fact, I don't actually know if I've spoken about it on my stream. Basically, a lot of you know, I do, like, a lot of, like, volunteer photography work for my local basketball club. Basically, they're, like, hiring me now. So that'll be, like, a proper job, a part-time job whilst I'm still in uni. And that mainly involves photography. As of when I start, it will also include videography, because I can do that. It's just hard to do that for free, which is why I haven't yet. But it's also included a lot of graphic design, which is where I've learned a lot over the last year about it, and which is what encouraged me to then change, like, my banner and whatnot, and fonts, just to be a little bit better. So, my opinion, they're better. I've got, like, a whole redesigned stream overlay that, like, I'm probably overhyping. You know, I've still got this blue, like, if actually, I can't hide the game. Hang on. Well, I can, but not with my stream deck. I've still got this blue background, this blue galaxy background. That's not going anywhere, but I've made it a little bit more blurry, which actually, this is the more blurry version. I've changed some of the blue colors to match my new skin. So obviously this is my new skin. The actual blue skin color is lighter. So I've changed some of the branding to match that. And also changed my fonts because I don't like the fonts I'm currently using. And that's kind of the big thing about that. Like, the logo is staying the same because I changed that summer 2023 and I don't think it needs changing again for a while. I like it. Even though it's literally just 3 squares, I like it a lot. Where's my list? Right, this is 4. Don't know if he's still in the chat, but Mr. Snowbeans. There we go. Oops. My sister did graphic design. I'm quite the opposite into physics. Fair enough, each to their own. Mitchie with a 22% chance. Physics was one science I wanted to do, but didn't get the chance to do. I was never good at sciences. What is the best tool to make/edit Bedrock skins? Well, there's a website called, if you Google skin decks, it comes up, but I think its domain is actually just minecraftskins.com or something. I've used that, but I've also started using a little bit Blockbench, which, like, if you're asking which one I use, then I use that skin decks website. But if you're asking what the best one is, then it would be Blockbench. And I'm going to use Blockbench probably more than that website now. JC helped with my new skin, and she also used Blockbench. Oh my gosh, they added AI replies to my watch. So I have like a Samsung smartwatch. Oh, somebody just sent a photo of me. I look so happy in that photo. Jeez. What was I talking about? What was I even saying? Oh yeah, so I have a Samsung smartwatch. They updated it recently, like literally everybody ever, to include AI. So it used to be, there was just a ton, every time somebody sent a message, I could look at the watch and I could select like a ton of preset responses, like yes, no, maybe, okay, you know, that sort of thing. And that was great. Perfect. Literally all I needed. If I wanted a more elaborate response, I'd reply on my phone, you know? For some reason, they've added AI replies and got rid of those preset responses. So my parents are going out and my dad just messaged to like remind me to make sure that I do the rabbit's medication later, because my rabbits have medication. And, you know, normally I would have just pressed like okay on the preset reply. But the stupid AI generated like a whole paragraph reply that's just not necessary for that type of message. Why? Why do all these companies think AI needs to be in everything? It really doesn't. And it, you know, that is a situation where it is not helping as well. Because then I had to stop the stream, not like stop the stream, but stop what I was doing in the stream to then go and reply on my phone because I couldn't just press one button on my watch. And the whole point that I got that watch was for the convenience of, well, it was a lot of reasons, but one of the reasons was convenience. It's actually so garbage. And I know, yeah, you have the same, well, I don't know if you have exactly the same watch, but I know you also have a Samsung watch. So I'm glad I'm not the only one that feels this way. I hate how AI is everywhere. It gives so much false information and people, and that. Don't get me started on the misinformation, because it's a long, that's a rabbit hole. Technology here to save time while actually spending it. Exactly. Watch 4. Yeah, I've got the Watch 4 Classic. So it's got the spinny like dial, which I really like. I need a arm stand. It's literally one right here. Oh my gosh, and now my phone's like popping off. My dad sent me that message that I just mentioned, and my mum's just sent me the same one. Okay. Technology, yeah, I've read that. Cathedora with the 84% chance. Yeah, there's a lot of, I could rant a lot about a lot of stuff actually. to do with the internet and technology. So I won't. Why do I have 3 ender chests on me? It's upsetting the balance. So here's a question for you guys then. What has been your favorite part of this season? And obviously some people, you know, may have only started watching. I mean, this could be your first stream, you know, or maybe you've been watching the whole season, only just started. I know a lot of you guys found me from TB, which, like, you know, you were following another TB member and then found me, which obviously there's nothing wrong with. But yeah, what's been your favorite moment of this season? I think I'd be interested to hear, like, your... I don't want this to sound big-headed, but your favorite moment about me, and then your favorite moment just in general. Mainly because, you know, if it's about me, I know what I'm doing that works. And then if it's about general, then, well, I just want to hear them because I'm nosy. Finding new members to follow, or perhaps making Geo say poopy pants and having it become blub. Yeah, to be fair, that is a pretty good highlight of the season. That was, if I remember correctly, Geo's first stream of the season, and also my first interaction with her, like on a one-on-one basis, like outside of, you know, a meeting. So that was fun. Oh, those early days were so good. And don't get me wrong, like, I'm just nostalgic. You know, it doesn't discredit, like, these days or whatever. Like, it realistically, like, the group and TB as a whole is just as good as it was, you know, back then. It's just like nostalgia. But I remember, like, within a couple of days of, like, me accepting the invite, probably like the day after I accepted my invite, and actually, remind me, there's another funny story about my invite. Yeah. Like a day after my invite, everybody was just in VC. And it was like... So obviously, before this season, TB had been on a bit of a hiatus. There was the Truly Bedrock winter with a couple of people. But there wasn't like a... It wasn't like a, you know, a main season or whatever, and it didn't have everybody. Obviously, that didn't discredit it from being a TB season. It just wasn't, like... Although, that reminds me, actually, I was going to put that download on the website if everybody else was okay with it, and if the download even is anywhere. But, anyway, my point is, like, the majority of the group went on a, like, hiatus from TB and wasn't on that. And so, like, getting back, obviously as a new member, I didn't know what I was coming into because, you know, from like, a larger part of me, before getting that invite, had kind of forgotten that TB existed because it had been so long. And I'd been so wrapped up in my own content and also making new friends and watching their content that obviously with no TB content coming out, I will be honest, I had forgotten about TB. Which is kind of surprising because I've preferred, over the years, I've preferred watching Truly Bedrock content to Hermitcraft content, for example. Or just any other Minecraft content. Like, Truly Bedrock has always been my favorite SMP to watch. But yeah, so I didn't know what I was really coming into. And that sort of thing. And I think it was really nice and also reassuring that, like, the day after I got invited, literally, like, the majority of the group, or at least the active group, were hanging out in a voice chat, which I think was actually an impromptu thing where I think Jen was, like, fixing something with JC and just doing it in one of our backroom voice chats. So then people just started joining, and I guess it had just been a while since they'd, like, had a hangout. To the point where more people started joining because they thought it was an impromptu meeting, which was quite funny. But that was really reassuring. And everybody, like, obviously I got a chance to, like, talk to people there. And everybody was, like, super hyped for the season and that sort of thing. So, that's, like... I don't know if it's one of my favorite memories, but that's, like, a really fond memory of when I first joined. And... Beardstone was there as well. Obviously, Beardy, like, you know, hadn't made TB content for a while, but it was nice to still see him in the Discord and the back rooms. And actually, for a while, Beardstone, like, I think for some of the earlier meetings, I'm sure Beardstone still came to them. I might be wrong. It also might be that thing where it felt longer than it actually was. Oh, geez. I feel like, is everybody just doing their UFO commands at once? Truly Winter was more like TB Light. Fun, but different. Yeah, exactly. Yeah, that's definitely like a particularly fond memory that always sticks in my brain. Wait, I don't see no nose, just one big eye. Well, it's already like canonically I smell through my nose. Oh, sorry, I hear through my ear even. Ear? Jeez. I hear through my eye, so maybe I smell through my eye too. This is my first TB season, so finding TB at all was massive. Fair dues. Welcome on in. We are glad to have you. My favorite moment, I think, had to do with all the chaos surrounding building Tetris Town. All those interactions and pranks were awesome. Yes. Oh, I'm so... so excited for next season. There will definitely be more of that style of stuff. I can't tell you why. And there's like a really big thing as well that I really can't tell you why, that I'll be disappointed if I leak. But, it's going to be good. It's going to be good. There's 2 reasons why next season will be really good for those interaction stuff. And also, like, early days of any season are always good. My favorite moments, I think, had to do with... I've read that. And through TB, I found Farlands and lots of other people. That is awesome. Alien Bruce, yes, I do. My favorite moment, though, was watching Addy watch Ladrium being chased around a trial chamber by a jockey? I laughed so hard. I think I remember that clip, vaguely. I found TB through Silent. I had been paying attention to him from his farm/tutorials. Same. I found it back in season 1, but same way. Truly, I've read that. Anatomy class with Alien when there's only one eye in the mouth. Yep, that is exactly how it works. Yeah. So yeah, my funny story about my TB invite is I took a couple of days to decide. And I wasn't sure, and I spoke to a couple of people that I trusted to try kind of get an opinion. And to be fair, I spoke to like one of my like really good friends at the time who was like, who also did YouTube. They don't anymore. And they were like, what are you doing? Just literally, like, this is a great opportunity. Why wouldn't you accept it? And I was like, good point. So I did. Problem is, this probably isn't surprising. In my head, I accepted the invite, but then I forgot to reply to the message. So there was probably like a day or so where I just meant to reply to the message to accept the invite, but then like kind of just didn't. And it's not like I forgot necessarily. It's more like, I mean, I don't know if I have ADHD or something, but I wouldn't be surprised if it's something like that, basically. Because in my head, I was like, yes, I shall accept the invite. And then just didn't for like a day. So I could have been on TB a day sooner, but whatever. I'll survive. And then Smurf, I believe, was the first person to accept an invite, who actually joined the backrooms whilst the group were having a meeting. Or actually, maybe Plod accepted before him. In fact, I think Plod accepted before him, because there's also a funny story behind Plod's invite. But it's not my story to tell, so I'm not going to tell it. Feeling overwhelmed with the opportunity? Kind of. I was also on another server at the time, and I'd only been for a couple of months, and I didn't want to feel like I was abandoning them. But looking back, it was the right decision, and that server ultimately turned into the Farlands anyway. And if you don't know, I do a lot of work behind the scenes for the Farlands. So the nice thing about that is I still get to hang out with all those people because they're all my friends. So I got the best of both worlds in the end. every time you say TB, I think tube. I don't even know what that is. Hey, Hygiene, how's it going? I really enjoy the collaborations, especially the ones that progress a central story. Central story is a thing that will happen. That is a thing we're doing. I've leaked that before. I mean, I don't know if it's a leak. I've said that before. I don't think, so I've said it before as well. We didn't have a plan for a central story this season. I think a lot of this season, at least this was the vibe I got, you know, other people may disagree with me. Again, don't want to speak for other people. This is just the vibe I got. But it very much felt like, you know, TB had been gone, like a main TB season had been gone for like a year or something. I think potentially even longer than that, I'm not sure. It had been gone for a while. Most other SMPs, like, probably wouldn't survive that, if we're just being brutally honest. And I also think, hopefully nobody minds me saying this, but I'm pretty sure there were also multiple people that weren't sure whether TB was going to survive after coming back after its long hiatus. Because, you know, as I said, you know, I used to be a viewer of TB and I'd forgotten about it. And I probably wasn't the only one. So I think a lot about this season was very much just trying to, like, actually get it going again. And be like, we still exist, guys. So I think part of that was, you know, we had pretty much no add-ons, which is also partly Bedrock Edition, just being terrible with add-ons. And we didn't have any plans for a central storyline to begin with. And I feel like that's potentially also because of that. I mean, I might be wrong, but... Was there 5 or 6 new people? 6. There was Alien, obviously me, Smurf, Adequate, Eladrian Blood, and... What? Alien, Smurf, Adequate, Eladrian Blood. That's only 5. There's 6. Oh my gosh, who am I forgetting? This is going to be really awkward. Boss, obviously. It's because I think I probably forgot Moss because I played with him before and we both came from the same server, so it was just like, yes. What do you mean? We've you know, we've always been here. Like, but yeah, so there was no central story, and then the blue stuff kind of just happened, and we were like, actually, this could be fun. So obviously. And then, but the problem with that is because there was no plan, it was kind of a mess. Like, it wasn't a mess, it just could have gone better with, like, you know, real life stuff getting in the way, and like at times not everything being planned out. Kind of meant that at times it was a bit all over the place and had massive breaks and wasn't clear. I think next season it will be better because we got more solid plans. Hey, Minor Mum, how's it going? Welcome on in. Did I pick up the armor stand? I did. Excellent news. You may notice these UFOs are a lot more densely together. These ones are not, because I'm just trying to get some to fill up the area. Essentially. I think we could just put like another one here. Or build it out a little bit, but like there. What? Does anybody know why Adequate just has that up there? Although now that looks too much the same. I think. In fact, are they at the same height? They're like almost the same height. All right, I'll see you after this ad break. I have returned. Sacred Lotus, how you doing? Welcome on in. Thanks so much for the raid. Passing on the love. Aloha raid even, passing on the love. Would help if I read out the full message. How you doing? Welcome on in, raiders. How was your stream today? Oop. We're just hanging out on Truly Bedrock, the final stream of the season. Well, my final stream of the season. I know Liara's streaming at least tomorrow. Probably today as well. Motown Mickey, welcome on in again. I know how it is. Multiple tabs. Can't remember what I was talking about before I left. It's also getting distracted because now my other monitor is doing this annoying thing where it just kind of flickers a lot. So that's not ideal. We were hanging out on Slackville Hardcore, just finished a shrine build for our fallen players. Nice one. How is the Slackville Hardcore doing? Seeing a couple of people on it. Another 99 to Sky. Oof. Oof. What level the UFO is? Oh yeah, right. Let's put it like there. Nope, that's... Geez, to be fair, that's probably okay. Whoa! Whoop, no. I wish taking off in water was easier. Let me just, hang on, readjust myself. There we go. So I think in terms of like stuff that I could have done differently this season, I think potentially the amount I was trying to put in videos was too much, which is partly because I found something that worked. The problem is, like analytics wise, the problem is that just wasn't very sustainable. So I hope to make more regular videos, but I'll essentially make like less progress in them or do less bigger projects in just one video. So like, you know, that whole UFO I built in one video, for example. I don't intend on doing like a big central structure like that again, because the only real way to do that well is to do it in one video. And, you know, because nobody's going to care about a video where you just build half a UFO. Like, so yeah, I'm kind of changing up my content that way, in that I'll be doing less bigger stuff. So, or to be fair, like maybe I'll still do bigger stuff, but it'll still be on stream, for example, or something like that. I don't know. I'll work it out, but that's kind of what I'm leaning towards right now, because I just don't have the time. But I'm hoping to try and, like, whilst it's summer and stuff and the new season, I'm hoping to pump out a ton of videos. I'm aiming for, no matter how many videos like I get done, I'm aiming for one a week. So at the start of the season, I was doing 2 per week because I had the time and because I was able to get them out quick enough. I don't want to do that this time because it then meant that when I got busy again, I had like a week of pre-recording and that was it. Whereas if I'd have been smart and just scheduled them to come out like once a week, then I actually would have had like a couple of weeks worth of pre-recording, which would have been really helpful. So no matter how many I get out, it will be once a week. Like no matter how many I finish in that week, even if I make 2 per week, they'll release 1 per week, if that makes sense. Because the other thing is, like, no matter what, early game stuff and start of season stuff is always quicker anyway. So in terms of making content. So I probably can do at least 1 per week, if not 2. Or like 1.5 or something. I'm never able to take off in water. I just spam spacebar and then I have a button, an auto clicker that just places right click, which is how I place blocks quickly like that. Just don't burn out. Yeah, so then the other thing is like I'll just like I know what I burnt out kind of for part of this season, and I know what I can do differently now. Like the reason I burnt out is because I built this giant UFO, this Guardian farm. And oh, we've gone to the start of the playlist. I'll need to extend this playlist then. The reason I burnt out is because I built that giant UFO and the Guardian farm, and I did it all in one episode, so that episode took like 3 months to make. And then like they didn't actually perform that well because it was January and nothing ever does well in January. And then my views just never seem to actually like return to how they were last year for some reason, which is also kind of quite demotivating when it's like, well, I've not done anything different. It's just not 2024 anymore. Why isn't this working? So now I am going to do stuff different. So that I can make more. Make better, hopefully. Because I'm also then not going to be as worried. Like if it's a bigger project, I'm then not going to be worried that I'm not going to upload for like 3 months because that like won't be an issue anymore. It will make sense. Adequate was probably the most consistent with videos all season. Yeah, I think me and Adequate definitely have different styles, which isn't a bad thing. I'm not really interested in... I like watching Adequate's videos and his style, but it's not really like a style that I would follow. Or make myself. And that is totally okay. And that's what's great about, you know, TB and any good SMP. Is that there's a variety of people to watch. With different styles and that sort of thing. %69% chance? Nice. Better than 100%. There. If everyone even did everything exactly the same, it would be boring. Exactly. I say make videos that are interesting to you and the views will come. I mean, obviously it depends on your standards, but it's not entirely as simple as that, but it's mostly as simple as that. Like, because you can make a video that's interesting to you that is just not a good video to watch. Because it might be interesting for you to do and to play, but then like it might be that you've just edited it in such a way that actually it's just terrible. And, you know, that's fine. But, so there has to be, what I'm saying is there has to be some level of like optimizing it so that people can actually watch it. Because like as I've done YouTube more, like my playstyle has changed. So I think my like YouTube playstyle is definitely different from how I used to play the game pre-YouTube. But you know, that's so it's more interesting to watch. Yes, but if you have fun making them, you'll make more and viewers love consistency. Yes, but what happens if it's just consistently bad? Or mediocre? There has to be a balance. Like I agree with you. You should make stuff that you enjoy 100%. But there also has to be like a balance of like that other people will enjoy watching, you know? I mean, you know, everybody has opinions on films and like movies and TV shows. I'm sure like there are shows out there in this chat and films that everybody hates, right? Like everybody has an opinion on one film or another. And I bet everybody that worked on those films, or at least the majority of the people that worked on those films and TV, probably enjoyed making them. But then you watched it and you didn't like it. for whatever reason. And maybe that reason is justified, maybe it's not. Who am I to say? But like, it's the same principle. If that makes sense. In my opinion, anyway. And the other thing is, like, I enjoy making videos that people enjoy watching. Because otherwise I might as well not make videos. Like, if nobody's enjoying watching them. Oops. Where's the hole? There it is. It's so hard to see with this this structure. All right, Skyfire. This is your first UFO that's not like just a part of your private fleet. It's like away from everything else. There needs to be a balance between consistent and not worrying about being bad at the start, but then progressively get better. Well, yeah, obviously, if you're like just starting out, then... Well, and even if you're not just starting out, like there's always stuff to learn. Like obviously there's always stuff for me to learn. And like there's always stuff for Silent to learn, for example, being the biggest creator here. Or like somebody that's still fairly new to like Geol is fairly new to like doing YouTube stuff, for example. Like it's all the same. They broke the moon. It's fine to me. Well, actually it's not. It's not fully up yet. Okay, right, that is, guys. Let me grab a bed. Well, not grab a bed. Let me sleep in this bed that I've already placed. The others broke the moon. Fix it. Yeah, it's fine. I'll live. Oh, I realized I just slept it away. It's fine. Me and Adequate left that thing, so we can turn it blue whenever we want. Alright, we got 4 UFOs in this bit. Do I want to add like another one? Yeah, probably one like here. And I'm thinking just like literally right next to this. That works. This is a very slow song. Is it considered a singular moon with it being in bits? This is a good point. It's a collection of moon stuff. TM. Oh, it depends on what your personal goal is for making videos in the first place. Well, yeah, that's also very true. Some folks are just trying to create an income. Others might want to just share what they're doing. Yeah, obviously that's like... I'm looking at it from the perspective of somebody that wants their videos to be watched outside of like whatever core community they have, right? So like... I'm not necessarily doing this to create an income. Although it is my main income at the moment, but like soon it won't be, as I've already mentioned. And obviously, like, you know, if I could go full time, then that would be great. And I totally would jump on that opportunity. That's like not why I'm doing it. But I am also still doing it to like grow the channel. Like in terms of just making videos. So like how I make my videos will impact what I think people will want to watch in order to maximize, not maximize, but hopefully encourage growth like every time I upload a video. And I'm not like, I used to be much more serious about like growth on YouTube and that sort of thing. Recently, I've kind of laid off on that a little bit just because I want to just enjoy what I'm doing more. And then I'm sure like at some point I'll swing back the other way where I'm like, okay, it's time to grow the channel to 1 million subscribers, which is actually never, that's an exaggeration, obviously. So it just depends on how I'm feeling at that like period of time. Like right now I still need this for creative fulfillment, but I also get creative fulfillment in other places as well, if that makes sense. So it's not like, for a while, this was my like sole creative project where I literally did like basically nothing else creative wise. So I was putting all my creative energy into this. Whereas these days I've got other stuff that I can also put my creative energy into that then causes me to not like want or feel the need to drive YouTube and obviously Twitch as hard. If that makes any sort of sense. Welcome to my brain. So like, I guess the TLDR from that is that I'm like still interested in trying to grow my channel and grow my stream, but I'm not like as interested as I was when I like, you know, at the start of this season. Because since then I've got creative like fulfillment in other ways. But I still like, I want to make stuff that people watch, but I also want to make stuff that I enjoy making, you know? So it's just finding a balance. Hopefully that makes sense. I don't know. I probably could have explained it better, but it's kind of hard to explain like my thoughts sometimes. How's the photography stuff? Apologize, I haven't kept it. No, you don't need to apologize for not keeping up to date on that. I mean, it's also not tied to anything that I do on YouTube. So like, you know, unless you're watching the streams or like maybe chatting to me in Discord, it's like very hard to keep up to date on anyway. So yeah, no need to apologize. But yeah, that's pretty good. I've already said at the end of July, like that'll be a part-time job for me as well. And I've also got like some other just like one-off stuff, but like I'll have a consistent part-time job doing that. And it's basically just everything that I've already been doing as like a volunteer, which is quite nice. And then I've already got some paid, like some other unrelated paid events that I'm doing as well, which is kind of exciting. So yeah, it's going good. And that's like this. I guess that's also something else that I'm growing, right? Like effectively, I'm also growing a business as well as this. Nice, congrats. Thank you. 62 seconds left. Jeez, patience, Dad. At 2:20 minutes into the stream, how long are you thinking of streaming today? Oh, 2 hours 20. Oh, well, I gotta go eat at 6 my time, so I'll probably only be going for another 45 minutes. And then it'll be the end. Unless my brother fancies waiting for for food. Oh, actually, no, because I've then got to record that thing at 8. So actually, no, I actually do need to go and eat. I cannot overrun. And to be fair, it probably wouldn't be good for me to do too much of a long stream. I was going to start early today. I was considering starting at 2. In the end, I didn't because me and my dad ended up watching Andor, the new Star Wars show, because we're still behind on that, and it's I know it's really good, so I want to finish watching it so I can finally stop avoiding spoilers, although I've seen a lot of spoilers. Yeah, Andor so far has been really good. I kind of know spoilers, and I know that I'm going to enjoy it. Or I'm at least pretty confident that I will. Andor is really good. Yes. And this is Ocean Vim's UFO. We've actually gotten to the ones from today. Well, I guess Sky's one from earlier was from today. Shorten the cooldown to help us out. No. If I start building more, like if I build some more and it ends up being like because I will just keep building them even if nobody's won any. So if it gets to the point where actually I've got like, you know, multiple unclaimed UFOs, then I'll shorten the cooldown. For now, I'll just keep it like this. Although it is weird how like the first half an hour we had like 1, 2, 3. We had 4, and then just after that we've had like none. It's actually probably I can't even sleep, can I? I was like waiting to the bed for it to be night, but I think this is just rain. I need a pack to get rid of these stupid grey skies. I hate them. I hate them. Jeez, it's snowing. I've not actually looked around adequate space, and I'm behind on basically everybody's videos. Hopefully there's... I mean, I don't think there's any spoilers here, and I won't look too long, but I just... Everybody's been talking, like, good things about it, and I'm like... I'm sure it's great because it's adequate, but I haven't seen it. Yeah, it does look awesome. This is cool. Big tree. I love his main area, like his main base, like with storage over there. This I always found super cool. And this, like, well, honestly, the whole thing, but particularly that, I feel like is a very adequate, as in, not adequate as in the description, but adequate as in the name. It's a very him build, you know what I mean? It's the Myst game. Yeah, it also doesn't help. I just don't know this game. Not this game. I know Minecraft sometimes. I don't know whatever game it's from. Myst or whatever it is. Myst is a cool game. No, honestly, I've never even heard of it. But I will take your word for it. Okay, right. There's like 5 UFOs here. We're going to move on to the other side now. Just because I want to just try and get like a ring of them, even if we don't like flesh out that ring, if that makes sense. I don't know. Hopefully it does. Did I get the UFO? I did. Is that just like the same height as that one? No. Let's like drop it a couple of blocks. There we go. Grab all my other stuff. Not knowing this reveals your young age. Probably. Probably. But also I feel like there's a lot of games I don't know. Well, to be fair, I feel like I've heard of like most like popular games. I just haven't played them. Oh, I did get my short boxes. So what are you guys looking forward to in season 7 then? What's like, what do you want to see more of? And stuff like that. Also, I noticed earlier, actually, when I was taking the thumbnail, a side of this is just missing copper. I wonder if this one is. No, that's fine. It's literally just this one. So it's probably worth fixing that. UFOs are stupid. I don't want one. Me being a crybaby that I can't win a UFO. Oof. More of. Not sure, but definitely collab videos. Yes. Next season, we'll kind of like, without revealing too much, it'll be easier next season. Not that it was hard this season, but it'll be easier next season to do that sort of thing. But you'll have to wait and see why. Because I'm not spoiling it. Looking forward to collaborative chaos between the TB members. I think it's probably one area as well that I could have done better in. I didn't really initiate a lot of collabs or include them in my videos necessarily. It's because I'm terrible. I am terrible at coming up with that sort of stuff. Like Adequate is really good, like with the No game show, and a lot of the blue stuff was like Adequate's planning as well. He's really good at like that sort of stuff. And I'm not. Like how I'll, you know, happily, you know, if somebody comes to me with an idea, I'll happily do it. But I'm not the one like making the idea, or maybe I am making the idea, like fleshing it out after they've come to me with like a concept or something, if that makes sense. Like I'm not the one that initially engages in that, I guess is what I'm saying, or starts it, which, you know, isn't like a choice. It's just I to be honest, I think there's a part of me that because I do a lot of other stuff, I'm just thinking about my own videos. Not in like a selfish way, just in like a, right, here's my plan for my own videos to essentially optimize time. But then I'm not, and that is typically my own projects. Not because I don't want to do projects with other people, just because I just honestly just straight up forget about them. You're a semi-introverted MC player. Yes, you collaborated better than Slack. I guess Slack is not, I don't know if introverted is the right word. But, you know, he's very much like he's not a single player, don't get me wrong. But he Oh, you say that. I used to do collabs with Foxy all the time. But he's also not been on a lot of this season, has he? Save the deep slate. I gotta finish that bit. Well, I have now, but I needed to finish that bit. Or did I let some fall? Is that what you mean? That's probably what you mean, isn't it? Yeah. There we go. Slack and Foxy collabs were best of both of them. Yep. Yeah, so I'll try and do more collabs. Yeah. If people come to me with them, I will happily do them. And I'll try and make some of my own as well, but no promises. It's also because, like, before TB, I've been on servers that, like, have just felt like single-player worlds. Because, like, either time zones where nobody would ever be online at the same time as me, or just straight up inactive. Like, the server that I was on, well, my first server that I made videos on, it's called Minecraft. And I know, like, Toad is from Minecraft. He was in the chat earlier. I don't think anybody else has been in this stream. Like, that was a fairly inactive server, like, particularly by the end, to the point where it was just straight up, like, we joked about it just being my single player world until that server eventually ended. And so I'm also just used to that. I'm straight up just not used to playing and making content on an active server. And I think that's probably a big deal of it. Big deal. You know what I mean. A big part of it. There we go. That was the word I was looking for. Somebody was at the door. Was somebody going to answer that? I feel like I heard somebody answering that. Yes. The door was answered. Excellent. Means I don't have to get up. You just need some collabs with Geo or JC disciplining you. Oh, we don't need collabs for that. They just happen. I laughed so hard when Jen killed JC in the finale. Blood's version. Jen killed JC. I can't. Oh, yeah, with the slimes. Yeah. Yeah. I think I ended up cutting that out of my video just because, like, from my perspective, you couldn't see it too well. And it wasn't really, like that segment, I wanted them to all be chasing me. And it kind of didn't, like... It didn't move that along very well. And it was kind of getting... Like, again, from my perspective, it was getting messy. From, like, Plod's perspective with the stuff he did with the flashback mod, it worked excellently. If you believe it, after all of the complaining I've done about these UFOs, I am now building... Like, this whole stream has been dedicated to UFOs pretty much. Like, we did a little bit of tidying up at the start. Apparently, we're getting a little bit of lag now. Please don't crash. I've got new internet, and actually, it's been really good. I don't know, let me... Oh, pure curiosity. What is my speed test at when I'm live? Odd version work. The flashback mod really made that chase work. Yes, for sure. It was actually originally I wasn't going to include my third person footage of everybody going down that water like stream or whatever to chase me. So in my perspective, I think I have the third person footage of me like the camera account of me walking back into the hole. And then it cuts to my first person where I'm running and I look back and I see everybody dropping down. And then I'm pretty sure then I cut it back to the camera account so that you can see everybody dropping down. Originally, I wasn't going to do that cut back to the camera account. And then I watched Plod's version with flashback and I was like, it's amazing. So, yeah, I ended up adding that shot. But I wasn't running flashback. Partly because when we recorded that finale, I didn't have it set up. We recorded that finale, like, I think it was a week ago now, so... Although, honestly, it feels longer. Maybe it was longer. Maybe was it last week or was it the week before? Let me check my calendar. I know I put it in there as a, like, keep free. Yeah, it wasn't last week. It was the week before. We recorded it on the 31st of May. So it's been like 2 weeks. It's been 2 weeks and I was still late posting it. It's because I had like another episode I was trying to get out. And at one point I was going to be doing 2 other episodes instead of 1. I thought it was hilarious that you suddenly backed up and dropped down. That wasn't planned. That was just like, it just happened and it worked perfectly. Cam, congratulations. You're getting a lot of UFOs, but you've got another UFO. Congratulations. More evidence that it is not rigged, by the way, for everybody saying it is. Although we haven't had much of that in this stream, to be fair. And a 0%. From Dan XR. Oof. Oof. Now I've got to add you to the losers wall. Oop, that was the chat. Oh, I've done it wrong. Fails 1. Yeah, even with the new internet, I'm still getting pretty decent, like, speed tests while streaming. Which was never an issue before, I was just curious. Oh yeah, I was also going to add the iron door on here. Like, in the episode, I didn't even end up adding the door on this sugarcane and bamboo farm. Which, oh my goodness, has actually produced, like, a decent amount, unless I left that in there. I feel like it a lot. Well, the bamboo probably is legit because bamboo grows quite quickly. Actually, yeah, I'm not sure if the sugarcane is, but the bamboo definitely is. Jeez, Cam, you have won a UFO, obviously including your YouTube and Twitch, 3 times in a row now. Surely that's got to be getting close to Sky's numbers. Like, surely. I think the other thing that I kind of regret in season 6 is not starting on my base sooner. I think if I started on my base sooner, I probably wouldn't have lost as much motivation for this season. Don't get me wrong, it wasn't like terrible loss of motivation. It was just like, this is getting a bit like the same. I'm kind of ready for next season type of thing. But it wasn't like I'm just gonna not play on here anymore. As proven by the fact I'm playing on here. And actually, there was a part of me that was a little bit sad this season's ending. Because obviously, you know, it's a little bit special with it being like my first season and stuff. Needed to offset Sky's fleet, yes. In fact, next one is Ocean Vims, I think. Although I feel like, wasn't the last one Ocean Vims? Yeah, I forgot to take you off the list. When I get 2, jeez. Alright, yes, so the next one is yours. Well, the next 3 are yours. You are getting your own fleet. At some point, I might turn off the UFO command, like once we're nearing the end of the stream, because I don't want to log in after this stream, after today. I want to do my final log out on stream live, all of you to see. So I may have to turn off the UFO command early, because if you guys win one, then like I gotta build it, and then I can't end the stream, you know. So you gotta get them in. But I'm definitely building at least 3 more UFOs. Alien, I have listening ears right now. No commenting on the secret ones. Yes. Oh, maybe I should. Nothing to see here. Can't be there's a 5% chance I'll build you a UFO. All good, only semi-paying attention. As you can see, I'm a master of deceit. Deceit? You didn't just give my UFO to Cam? I've already built yours if you had one. Unless you're saying, like, when you get one. Have you had one? Jeez, this list is so long I have to scroll through it now. Yeah, surprisingly, Lee Kim doesn't have one. Seeing as you're like, you seem to be in like pretty much every stream, I would have thought that you did. But you don't. You gotta keep trying. I think, set a 5-minute timer. I believe in you. Do it on YouTube as well. Give me all the views. Mwahaha. But no, I feel like, you know, surely... that's quite surprising because it feels like you've been in pretty much every stream. Drop a like while you're over here. Yes, and as Skyfire said, it would be appreciated if you drop a like if you're on YouTube. It helps me out a lot. Because it means the YouTube recommends the stream to more people, both when it is live and also when it is a VOD. Which is nice. Which also is like the main reason I stream to YouTube at this point. Nobody really watches my YouTube streams. They're all watching on Twitch, pretty much. So having them as VODs on the main channel is like the biggest reason why I stream to YouTube. Well, to be fair, it's also not that hard. Like, excuse me, now it's all set up. It would be more work to remove it than to add it. And there is like no downside to streaming on both because I have the internet and the computer to be able to do so. Although I was messing around with Vibrant Visuals, which is of course releasing in the new update on Tuesday, and I'm not gonna lie, it was making me want to like just upgrade my computer so that I could run like the max settings and still have like nice frame rates. Which is better because there is less lag. Yes, but YouTube is higher quality. Although not for long. I've applied to the beta for 1440p streaming. So soon Twitch and YouTube might actually be the same quality. But Twitch, yeah, 100% Twitch is a better platform for viewers, as Skyfi says there. More interactive. Exactly, exactly. You know, it's where a couple of people that I watch, Cathedora, Plod, they both stream on YouTube and Twitch as well. I still always watch on Twitch. But it's nice as the creator to then have the VOD available on YouTube and be on your main channel, but be separate from your videos. That was deserved. Yeah. Chat, I'm reading out the bot now. However, I watched YouTube only for many of the earlier streams. Fair enough. I mean, if, you know, that's what suits you. I only signed up to Twitch to catch TV streams. Yeah, you see, that's the thing. Not everybody... Excuse me. It's a random yawn. Yeah, not everybody obviously streams on YouTube. Down the redeems and interactivity. Yeah. Well, redeems I just put under the interactivity section. But yeah, you're right. If you ever see me like leaning really far away, it's probably because I'm taking a drink and I don't want my drinking sounds to be picked up on the mic. 15-ish minutes to go. This is true. In fact, that means in 5 minutes, I'm probably going to turn off. I'm probably going to turn off the UFO command. So I will put a... Oh, I can't really put a timer on very easily. All right, 5 minutes at 1:45. At 5:45, my time. I will words. I will turn off the UFO command. So this is your last chance to win a UFO. That's what I'm trying to say. Jeez. Hey Puka, welcome on in. How will we know that you're hydrated? This is true. You won't, but you have redeemed hydrate, so let me do that. You'll know from my leaning away. Although in saying that, I just go out of the webcam's distance, I think. I think it just stops tracking me. Actually, no, it's still tracking me. How far can I actually go? Can the VTuber just like go off the screen? Let me just take off my headphones a second. Oh. Okay, for some reason it's gone small. Don't know why it's gone small. Okay, now it's frozen. Hello, I'm here. There we go. We're kind of close to getting off screen. Slightly random sidetrack there. 1% chance for Cam. Jeez. Not 0 though, so you don't get to be on the wall. But hey Puka, how are you doing? Sorry if I've already said that. I can't remember what I've said, okay? Words are hard. 1% so close to a fail wall, not a loser yet. This is true. You're almost a loser. Okay. Doing good. Thanks for the gigantify emote as well. I'm still not used to those Twitch power up things. But yeah, glad or great to hear that. And glad. Okay, I need to build a UFO. What am I doing? Yeah, I don't think we're going to end up wrapping around the whole thing like I wanted. But we have actually made a decent amount of... Like, we've covered a decent amount of air, if you like, in basically just surrounding this UFO with other UFOs. Ideally, we would have had more bigger ones, but we've definitely run out of time for those. Like, in today's stream, it would have been either build one big one, probably, like this, or sorry, that size, or build however many of these. So I think I made the right decision in that respect. Did I grab? I did not. My inventory seems to be getting fuller as well, despite literally doing the same thing. Great and glad. Great grad. Sure. Of course. Oops. There we go, that works. And this is also Cam's. Oops, again. Sunflower, how are you doing? Welcome on in. Is it morning for you? I don't know. Maybe good morning. If it's not morning, bad morning. Rah. Or just good afternoon. Good day. Good mien. It's still morning for me, says Cam. There we go then. See, it's morning somewhere. Not for me. I got into building, like, hyper-focus then. Doing a stream, I need to talk. I mean, we've kind of, I feel like we've done a lot of, like, retrospective on Season 6 and talking a lot about, you know, as much as I can about Season 7. Man, I wish I could share more. I'm genuinely so excited. In some ways, I'm more excited, I think, for Season 7 than I was for Season 6, which is kind of crazy because Season 6 was obviously my first season. But I think there's also a part of that where, you know, I probably added, I was added kind of a while. It was kind of 2 months after I added that Season 6 started, I guess. But still, in those 2 months, I was still not fully prepared. Whereas, obviously, now I've had longer to think about Season 7. And I think that has allowed me to be potentially more excited for it. And also, what was I going to say? I don't know. Jeez, my brain is really not braining for this last segment of the stream. Oh, and also I've obviously been, like, involved in the decision making and discussions of Season 7, like, since they began. Because obviously I've been a member, whereas I wasn't there necessarily when they first started talking about Season 6. Thank you so much, Alien, for the great season of streams on TB. Have a good one. Thank you so much. You too. And yeah, and thank you for watching, of course. Ditto from me too. Thanks, Alien. No worries. Thanks, Cam. I am glad that somebody liked them. Why do I always keep placing, like, slabs accidentally off of these panes? These panes are a pain. Ah. Alright, my current takeaway from new stream playlist is good, but needs to be longer. 91% chance from Cryonic Mitten. Also, welcome on in. How are you doing? I just realized these are, like, almost in line. That's dangerous. I don't like it when they're in line. I like them to be separate. We need more smooth stone slabs. Pains are a pain. I saw what you did there. Nice. Glad my excellent puns are appreciated. Or at least seen. They might not be appreciated, but they're at least seen. Yeah, Season 7 is going to be very, very cool. Very, 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 very cool. I'm a dad. Dad jokes approved. Oh, yeah. I feel like a few people have told me off for making dad jokes when I'm not a dad. Jeez, stop gatekeeping the dad jokes. I can make them if I want to.
Beans!
Hey Eric, how is it going? Welcome on in. Don't worry, I appreciate them. I enjoy the cringe. It's a good pun. Yay! Thanks, Buka. How's it going, Eric? We still need a more permanent sound for when the Farlanders come in than just the Beans. It works great when Beans comes in, but now he has it as his, like, proper blurb walk on. It plays twice anyway. So it's also not that helpful. It's too late for that, Alien. Beans equals Farlands now. This is true. I mean, it's made its way as well across. You know how, like, you're proud of getting Joel to say, like, poopy pants for that clip? Well, it wasn't, like, intentionally for that clip or whatever. You know what I mean, though. That's me. I didn't get everybody to say the beans, but I clipped it, you know? So, I deserve a solid 80% of the credit. Yep. That's right. Maybe I'll take 70. You know, if Beans wants some more. But that's all I'm willing to push. I submitted a walk-on, still not there. That sounds like a job for Bird or me when I finish the stream. You also may have to trigger it manually depending on whether you've got it to automatically play or not. Alien being humble about his contribution. Oh yes, you know me. They actually call me the Alien very humble, but also extremely handsome doctor. It's and yeah, everyone calls me that, including myself. It's actually a well-known fact. Oops. All right, one more to build. Oh my gosh, I said I was going to turn off the UFO command like 4 minutes ago. All right, get your last UFO commands in now. It is being turned off for the last time. This is a monumental occasion. Okay, 15 seconds just to be nice to Sky. If I end up building more, I don't know what I'll do though. If I end up having time to build more UFOs, then I guess I'll, as in this stream I end up having time, then I'll turn it back on and then just lower the cooldown, I think. All right, you have, I'm trying to look for like the shortest cooldown. 8 seconds so that Dad can do theirs. Then I'm turning it off. Yeah, I'm not waiting 255 seconds for Eric's. Sorry. You'll probably have a chance next season as soon as I figured out what I'm doing. All right, it's going. So I don't see any other short cooldowns now. Dun dun dun. Okay, that Discord ping actually distracted me. That was like a way of slowing down me turning it off. I don't know if that was intentional. I could do with like a new message. The UFO command is currently disabled. Jeez, you're still going. Oh man, I only got 3 UFOs. I think that's still more than most though. To be fair. 8 UFOs from Skyfire. And you know the first thing she'll do when the world download comes is count them all. I 104 because even numbers are best. That is true. That is, you know, I can't argue with that actually. Now I almost, you know, not fully, but I almost feel bad that you didn't get another one. I got 0. I do feel bad Leecham got another one because he's been here for like so long that he's just been watching other people get them and never getting one themselves. Not sure how many zeros I got, maybe 4 or 5. Yeah, I think, yeah, that sounds about right. I also didn't start tracking the zero straight away. Which is one thing I kept meaning to do was like add in all the forgotten zeros, but I'm just going to leave it now at this point. Grinding Mitten, welcome on in on Twitch, but unfortunately, the UFO command is fully disabled. Sorry. It might be back if I end up having time in this stream to build more UFOs. Then I'll add it back and I'll turn down the cooldown. And then however many UFOs I'll build, I'll let those people win it or whatever. Like that amount of people win it even. See, how am I just running out of inventory space when I'm placing blocks, not gathering them? I mean, I know we've got to get rid of the scaffolding as well. Yeah, I'm doing this last UFO and then we're actually just going to tidy up because I've not got time. But we don't need that. copper. This is not... There is no copper in this UFO. We should go a block lower, or a couple of blocks. That works. Oh, it's not a couple of blocks. I suspect the stream will end in 7 to 8 minutes. Let's see if your prediction is correct. Yeah, it's kind of a shame we didn't end up building more. Oh my gosh, really? But it is what it is. I still think this place looks incredible, and I'm like actually really proud of it. It's awesome. Would recommend. It's also a base idea I've had for a while because, I mean, I don't know if you've seen my username. It is the sort of base idea that I've had for a while, but I wanted to wait until the right time. And I think, you know, just joining Truly Bedrock, I feel like that was the perfect time to build a UFO base. So that is exactly what I did. Wondering stowaway alert. Yes. So this is your last one. That was an ad. Jeez, that made me jump. I'm just going to keep going through the ad break. So if you're a YouTube, you're watching on YouTube, you probably don't have an ad. Although I will run an ad break on YouTube, but it never seems to work anyway. If you're a Twitch sub or watching on YouTube, hi. Or if you just didn't get a Twitch ad for some reason, because that happens too. Nice to see you. I'm watching the YouTube stream with Twitch on mute, but chatting in Twitch more frequently. That, I've said it before, that is the way I would do it. Is chat on Twitch and do all the interactive stuff on Twitch, but watch on YouTube. Just because, even though YouTube does have more delay, it's actually not by a lot. And YouTube is the better quality. YouTube is at a higher bitrate, at a higher resolution. Even if you watch YouTube at not the full 1440p, but decide to watch in 1080, for example, or 720, you'll still get a higher bitrate than you are on Twitch. So that is the way I would watch my own streams if I was watching my streams. Well, I say that is kind of a pain because you've got to like go to Twitch, get the pop-out chat, and then you've got to go to YouTube. And then there's like 2 windows to, you know, manage, I guess. But so I don't know if I'd do that in practice, but in theory that is how I would watch my own streams. Oh, that beautiful moon. That beautiful moon. Usually I watch in 720 and I don't care about bitrate. Fair enough. Fair enough. As a nerd, I just like having high quality video and stream. What can I say? In fact, I'm pretty sure the quality I record at is too high, and I'm probably going to be not like the resolution, which is 1440p, but the bitrate is too high than what it needs to be for a 1440p recording, so I'm probably going to turn that down. Especially because YouTube is just so bad and compresses so much. Like, it's honestly a shame. But I also understand why. It's for cost reasons. I'm not even tired. I promise. I promise. I'm not tired. I'm just yawning because my mouth needs it. I don't know. Let's see. Okay, that's all good. I will grab some more of that. Oh my gosh. That bed bounce. To be fair, we actually probably won't need much more than like half a stack. I think the YouTube stream delay is acceptable. Oh, 100% I think the YouTube stream delay is acceptable. It's just, it's like barely, I've tested it. I can also see on my preview, there is barely any difference between YouTube and Twitch. There is a difference, but it is not a noticeable one at all. Especially, like, bear in mind that for 2 years, I only streamed on YouTube as well. So any extra chat delay, I'm already used to because I used to only stream on YouTube and not Twitch. Well, so my streaming journey starts with, first of all, my first streams were on YouTube. And then I moved to Twitch. Like, they were at the end of 2020. I think I probably did 4 or 5. And then for 2021, I moved to Twitch. And I spent a whole year of consistently streaming on there. But I wasn't, the biggest thing with Twitch is you just need to stream consistently. And, like, ideally for longer periods of time as well, so you can build up raids. But mainly just stream regularly. And I couldn't stream regularly at the time. So I never really had much growth on Twitch, no matter how much I tried to, you know, get people on YouTube to move over. Which, also at the time, there weren't that many, but there were, you know, there was some. So in the end, I just switched to YouTube streaming, or switched back to YouTube streaming, which went really well. And then I got invited to Truly Bedrock, and I was like, well, I don't want a YouTube stream on TV because literally nobody else on Twitch, on TV streams only on YouTube. So that's when I was like, well, I'll just multi-stream, which was still like a very new idea. Like, I think these days there's a lot of resources available for multi-streaming and tools, and just like it's fairly normal. But even just a year ago, which is when I started this and obviously got invited, like multi-streaming wasn't as like normalized, and there were a lot less tools to do it back then.
Subscribe to TheAlienDoctor.
I don't know how to say your name. Mia B Magic Queen. Thank you so much for following. I'm probably saying it wrong, but thank you so much. Welcome on in. So yeah, I multi-stream on Twitch because I joined TB. And then also, like, there were a couple of people like Adequate who had never streamed before. And I remember like being in conversations with like Jen helped Adequate a bit, like get set up on Twitch. And I was there, and it was also making me want to like be on Twitch because I was like there for those conversations. So I was like, you know what? I will be on Twitch. I can do both. Best of both worlds. Adequate is good at planning. And I think because of that, he's often good at streaming, because he's not like me. He doesn't just boot up Minecraft and OBS and is like, well, we're probably going to do something in today's stream, but no clue what it is. He has it all planned out in general, not just streaming videos as well. That's just where we're different. Do you multi-stream with something like Restream, or just send OBS to multiple places? I have a plugin in OBS that sends it to multiple places. I don't use Restream because I just don't need to. One of the biggest things I wanted to do with multi-streaming is on YouTube, I wanted to use that higher quality 1440p high bitrate, because that's what I used to do when I only streamed on YouTube. And I wanted to keep that, you know? Like, if I was multi-streaming, I didn't want to make my stream quality worse. So you can't do that with Restream, or technically you can, but you got to pay. So I have the internet and the computer that I didn't need to use Restream anyway. So after testing it out, you know, on private streams, I was just like, yeah, I'll just use the plugin. So I found a plugin that let you have multiple outputs for OBS and use that. Since then, I've changed that plugin to a different one. And actually, once I switch over to my new overlay, I've got a whole new version of OBS, or instance of OBS installed and set up that has a different plugin again. But yeah, to answer your question, I use a plugin in OBS to do it. I don't use Restream. So that I can control what's being sent to each platform in terms of quality. Oh, I've just destroyed, like, the walkway. Oopsies. That was not part of the plan. I watched your streams so much I got 8 UFOs. Nice. Artemis is YouTube only? That is true, but at the time I didn't know that, so. To be fair, I think Brit is YouTube only, but I don't know if he plans on reviving his Twitch. Or I don't actually know if he plans on streaming, to be fair. That'll be... And Smurf was, but I think he's also thinking about multi-streaming as well. Because I've also just become the person to go to when people need help with multi-streaming. Done it for the Farlanders, done it for the TB members. At the start of the season, we were doing workshops. I did a multi-stream workshop. I did a OBS workshop as well. You know, looking back, I really went head first into TB. Like, there was no messing around. I was like, I'm here now. You've got me. I'm going to do all this stuff. Like, I did the OBS workshop. I did a multi-stream workshop. I did... Obviously, I turned the moon blue, although that was later on in the season. I helped turn shopping blue. I almost remade the entire website. In the end, I didn't, but I did help fix the current website we have. Thanks for all the UFOs and the great streams. Your bro might be waiting for you. Yes, I need to hurry up with this. I may have to leave some items in the ocean. The good news is that there's no more UFOs to build, so I've built every single UFO, I believe. If I haven't, then it's like I've built every single UFO in my list. If I've... Oh my gosh, really? This one's just missing its windows. Jeez, this UFO did not pass the quality control. Jeez, imagine if that ended up in the world download. SMH. Convertible UFO? Exactly. I'll try and pick up these items. We'll see. The good news is that I can pretty much just follow my tracks because obviously I tore down all the old scaffolding from like last stream and stuff before I made new scaffolding for this stream. So I can just follow it back between the UFOs that I built today. But yeah, it's been fun. Obviously, like, a massive thank you to everybody that has been watching the streams and the videos, whether it's been consistently or not as consistently. I appreciate you. This season's been awesome. Obviously, I also didn't know what to expect coming in like as a new person on TB, but it's been great, and I'm, you know, very appreciative and I guess that's probably the right word of like how I've been like, I guess, accepted into this community. So yeah. You're welcome, sis. That. Alright, okay, there's one more over there. Which I actually think is an old one. Actually, no, it's not. All the smooth stones will be floating. The world download the TB server's defenses failed to the incoming invasion. We can get him. We got time. Break that. Fly over there. Grab all these. I'll probably start despawning by the time I get to the other ones. I just want this to be nice for the world download. I may end up logging on to do like a last fly around. Just because I want this to be nice for the world download. I don't want to load in and realize I've missed a block on a UFO or something. But I also want to empty my stuff on this stream so that you guys can see where mainly. Also, I want to get a clip for this will probably just be like a YouTube short of me emptying my stuff. Because I've not got an episode to work on, which is kind of weird. Can I like here to speed this up? Come on, also clicker. Oh my gosh, this is kind of working. This is kind of fun, actually. Who needs rockets? It's the end of the season. Grab a copy of the world and fly. Yeah, that's actually probably a good idea. Like, I'll wait for tonight's backup and then download it tomorrow. You need magnetic pants or magnetic trousers in your case. Yes. It also was quite nice having Adequate right next to me. We probably could have done a collab with that where we built like a tunnel or something. Although that's kind of been done before. I don't know. But we probably could have done something there in hindsight. But we did blue stuff together. So it's not exactly the end of the world. I didn't know which side I'd come in on. Hey, Doc. How's it going? We're just wrapping up. It's the end of the season. All right. All right. I just need to grab a chest. Lovely. And a sign, which I know I've got some of my UFO building supplies. I'll grab 2. One for the ender chest and one for the... Oh, and an arm stand. Excellent. And then in terms of where I leave my stuff, I'm thinking I'm just going to whack them here, because that's kind of been the main entrance for the season. The nether portal is in there. That UFO there. There. So, yeah, I'm thinking we whack the stuff down here. So, although this is a 2 center. I don't want it to be off center. It's just rude. We'll whack it here then. Ender chest and inventory. Aliens. Aliens. Inventory. Aliens. Ender chest. Seriously. A shame flying machine water swimmers don't exist to clean up those blocks. Or kelp. Yeah. That'd be cool though. To be fair, I feel like it's kind of possible. Yeah, you can hold a totem, obviously, and my gear. There you... Oh, there you go. I'll put my inventory like the same way that I've just been putting it in. I'll get rid of this chest though. My guy. Seriously. Got to look stuck in bed today, but at least I got the streams to watch. Yes. Put these just in there. And then we got to get all of these shulker boxes and ideally get them in the right order. Whack them in there. Oh, this is weird. All right. And that's all my diamonds. My final diamond count of season 7 my final diamond count of season 6 was this many diamonds because they're all split apart. Whack that in there. Final XP count was 56. Final blocks mined was this many because that's a big number. Oh, you can't see it. That many. All right. Well, I guess that's it for season 6. So for the last time, thank you so much for watching this season and this stream. I greatly appreciate it. Of course. It's been amazing. Season 7 is hopefully going to be equally as good, if not better. And you won't have to wait too long for it. Make sure to keep an eye out on the Discord. I'm sure we'll announce dates and stuff there. I appreciate you guys. I appreciate you guys. And I'll see you there. So we're gonna go ahead and we're gonna raid Sky, who is taking part in the Farlands stream day or stream weekend. But yeah, all right. Have a great rest of your day. Bye. See you in season 7. Ah!